The Raider way, or the Raider tenets of commitment to excellence, just win, baby. Once a Raider, always a Raider.
To the back, and he's caught! There for the touchdown! Zach Wilson throws in traffic. It's picked off by Robert Spillane. Spillane taking off. He's down. He's in a little bit of trouble, but Adams gets him out of it. He got free in the secondary to the 23-yard. Devontae Adams, he's got it! Touchdown Raiders! Oh, a dice roll in Vegas for 6. The Raiders at the 40-yard line, and O'Connell wants to take a deep shot. And he's got Trey Tucker out there, Tucker diving, and he makes the catch inside the 10.
You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
Raider Nation, stand up.
Straight out of Compton, crazy motherfucker named Ice Cube. From the gang called niggas with attitude. When I'm caught, 5 yards, David is for safety. The safety by Crosby. You too, boy, if you fuck with me. The police are gonna have to come and get me off your ass. That's how I'm going out. For the punk motherfuckers that's showing out, nigga. Intercepted. Good night. Going off on the motherfucker like that. With a gat that's pointed at your ass.
What's up?
Tell them where you from. Straight out of Compton. Another crazy ass. Folks, how are you? Welcome inside Allegiant Stadium to Sunday Night Football and the home opener for the Las Vegas.
Hey, real quick, just stay where you are. You don't need to move. Hey, we talked about a fucking blank piece of paper. First half's over. You know what I'm saying, right? This is go out there with that same mentality, that same energy, the same focus, attention to details, and listen, all gas, no brakes.
And looking downfield for Devontae Adams. He's got it. Touchdown.
Is not available at present. Please leave your message after the beep.
Yeah, trendsetter,
Whoa, league of my own, it don't get better. No.
It's cool when they do it. The problem when we do it.
Yeah, reach my goals, hit it dead center, hit it dead center. Bullseye, hit it the most, is no misses. Something like fish in a barrel, it's no different. Blindfold on me, I still got the most vision. Trendsetter told them before, but they don't listen. Better, bring it better, bad because I'm bigger, better. Solo, single, selling several shows at every single second. Peter Piper picked a peck of pickle peppers. Kinda came and crushed the competition, hope they get the message. Look, living it fast, spinning my M in the bag. I never go slow, thinking I'll crash. End up a thing in the past, they know I won't though. Big fish catching me, they gon' need a bigger boat. Ironic how the world stops when I spin a globe.
Since Tay knows history, Tay's really good at history. He said last week we was on the wrong side. Well, this week, goddammit, we're on the right side. 63 points, franchise goddamn record.
Salute Raider Nation. Appreciate y'all being here, man. Salute to the chat, man. Salute to the mods in the chat. Salute to everybody here on the panel. Salute to Seth, to Jeffrey, Ozzy, Rudy. Appreciate all you guys showing up, man, and everybody else that's yet to come. If you guys want to give a shout out, more than welcome to give a shout out.
Yeah, shout out to everyone in the chat. Shout out to the panel and anyone who comes in later or listens to the replay.
Shout out to everybody.
So basically, I'm going to get started off with we'll get started off with how they went through and addressed the draft. I mean, pretty much, like I've said, there were a few drafts picks in there, pretty much in the very beginning. I didn't really agree with the get out for a minute now. Go out now. We're not doing this right now. Go. Long story short, when, in the very beginning of the draft at the 13th pick, man, when we picked Bauer, I was pissed. I'm not even gonna lie. I was pissed off about it. I felt like we should have went with Mitchell, man. That was the script that it should have went to. I feel like when you're playing the Chiefs, you're gonna play the Chargers. You're gonna be playing all these teams. I've said this. If anybody knows the history of our team, putting points up has never been a problem for us, dude. Derek Carr never had an issue putting points up. It's not an issue about putting points up. It's about being able to stop people. I've always said in order for Derek Carr to beat the Chiefs and them, he was going to have to average 40 points a game. It's just unrealistic to have to do that every single time. So when we're picking people of, quote unquote, best player available, sometimes that's not what we need. Sometimes you need to stay with what we were doing and go with the defense. Everybody talked the defense up all year. The problem with Raider Nation is they're so wish-washy, they don't know when to stay on the right side of the ball. I've always said I stay honest to the game because I'm honest to the shield. I'm not honest to individual people. I'm not individual accolades, stats, anything of that. I'm always down to how the game is supposed to be played. And if you veer from that plan, it will fuck up your deal. It doesn't matter how we go about it. I've said the whole entire time that people were sitting there saying that, oh, we're going to go after these quarterbacks, this, that, the other. I said, man, Aiden O'Connell was going to be the quarterback. I've said that the whole entire time. Literally stated that it didn't matter who he drafted. He would still be the quarterback. He has to lose the job. I've even stated that he's like a Meek Robinson, man. He's on the roster. He's already has the spot. Everybody else coming has to get that spot. So it didn't matter if we drafted a quarterback or didn't draft a quarterback. It was his job to lose, and it has been that way from the whole time. I feel like when people talk about our team or talk about the Raiders, they themselves don't know to stay honest to the team, because the whole entire time that we've done the drafts, I've said it when we first started that I felt like if we were going to target a quarterback, it would have been Bo. I felt like if we were going to go that went Mitchell in the draft, getting certain players and adding to the team. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with doing that. We're going to talk about it as we go forward, but when you're building the team to stay competitive with Harbaugh and all these dudes, it's like I said with Harbaugh didn't go out there to just build this massive fucking offense that can just go score points. He went and built a fucking offensive line, just like I said. I told everybody he would take the Joe Alt at that pick. I literally picked all of our picks, man. I was picking our picks for fucking left and right in our Discord. And there was the Atlanta, but I did call Atlanta to pick a quarterback, or I felt they would go Turner if they were, but I did say that they could go quarterback. because of reports. But I did stick. My pick was Turner. Didn't think they would have went Penix, but the possibility was there. There were plenty of articles to read about it. Bo at the 13th pick was just like, what the fuck, I'm not going to say I don't like the player because he's a great player. There's nothing wrong with him. The more and more you think about it after the draft's over, he's going to be a good player. He's going to be a good ad, and these are things that are going to have to come in time. These are things that, obviously that we're going to have to wait and see the system. I mean, there's a lot of things, but there are players that they made up for, not getting Mitchell there later in the draft. I mean, we got the second fastest dude in the draft. He runs a 4.3, 4.40. So he most definitely going to be able to keep pace with Wiggins or Worthy. So it's not like he can't. I just say, like, I believe like when we talk about the defense so much, when I was saying like, hey, I didn't believe the defense was that good. Then I made a deal on eating crow with Patrick Graham because I felt like, hey, the defense is that good. And to not stay on that side and stay honest to it, I just felt like it was the wrong thing. I felt like if we weren't going quarterback, we should just stayed on that point. And long story short, this is where I felt like we did a good job is when we did take Bauer at the 13th spot. I literally told everybody like, hey, we better stay committed and go offense then if that's what you're going to do and fix the offense and fix the line and bring in the players. And sure enough, the next day I called both players. We still had Jackson still on the board, and we still had Glaze on the board, which, dude, those are they're two of the best top 10 all-time career pass blocking in all of college for their deal. So they put up great stats. They have great accolades, dude. I mean, those were great, solid picks for those, day 2 picks right there to go along with Bauer. I felt like once they went that direction, they stayed there, which they should have did, and they did. And I feel like when you're trying to build a team, you need to stay. Your mic is always feeding back. When you stay committed on that, and salute, Tori, appreciate you, man. But when you stay committed to the team, you build. But this is something I said. So when we talked about GMs, I was hardcore on Dobbs and I was hardcore on Harbaugh. And when people asked what was the holdup on that deal when we were with the Kelly and everything, I said straight up, hey, when Tom Telesco entered the conversation, all shit goes out the window because that guy's a proven guy. I literally made lives about it. We talked about it on our show. I said this dude has very good success with his first round picks, dude. He's good with what he does. He doesn't trade up. He doesn't trade down. And don't get me wrong, he will trade down, but the guy doesn't usually do that. He drafts well enough that they can stay pat at where they were at. I spoke on it the whole entire time. I said, they're not doing it, man. I said it the whole time. Jaden wasn't going to happen. I said that it would just cost too much draft capital with a guy like this. It'd be dumb as shit. You look at Mitchell Rands over there, dude. He dick rode Jalen Daniels the whole entire time. This is something I have a fierce problem with. When you have a company like them that has that many followers, that much resource, that much shit dedicated to the show, and every single live is dedicated to just one fucking guy that we were not getting, that I think that's a waste of a channel. We spoke about all possibilities that were going to happen. We hit on multiple of our picks. Like I said, Ozzy hit on his pick. I hit on one of my picks. I mean, we've hit on numerous people out of here, and all I would say is I feel like for a channel of those type of calibers, they talk about their sources. Like, what sources did they have in this draft, dude? Like, what sources did they have in the conversations? They didn't. It was like every single they go live, Jalen. Oh, my sources say that he doesn't want to go to Washington. My sources say this. My sources say that. I literally messaged him on April 11th and told him, like, hey, bro, he's going to go to Washington. How do you think about fucking Spencer Rattler? Do you think he'd be an option or not? Because I knew that fool was going, because I knew that fool's sources were bunk as hell. And all I'm trying to say is like, if they don't have sources, they shouldn't talk about having sources. And then when you indicate to have sources, it makes you look bad when your sources don't indicate anything about what we're doing. So go out, please. And then So all I would say is like it just looks bad for what they do, and then we try to talk about logic shit about our team. And again, I'm not sitting here saying like, oh, we need heck of views or not. I don't care. I've said it from day one. I've just said like it should just be fair to an extent when we're here to bring logic information to the team when other people aren't, and it just gets to be disgusting. I think over time and time again, man, when it just keeps be reiterating over and over these same issues. Like all I would say is like, for one, when we picked up the two offensive linemen and the the tight end, I feel like at the end of the day, it was a great listen. I give our draft an A, easy A, dude. I mean, all of our picks down the board from every fucking pick, man. I told you that guy, freaking Taylor, the safety from Air Force, that dude is a beast, bro. That's Ed Reed's freaking cousin, but just by marriage. They're only related by marriage. But long story short, this dude knows how to play ball. And I even said, man, if we were lucky, I said the only way I felt like we were getting him was with a trade that we were going to do with the Texans or with the Pittsburgh that would give us that 188 or somewhere around there, which gave us him. And I thought when we called him, when I seen him on the board, I was literally in there with Ozzy. I was sitting there telling him, man, the second I seen him on the board, I was like, oh, hell, dude. I was like, fuck this dude on the board.
I said we're going to pick your dude because when he was still there and we got to our pick, I'm like, yep, we're picking him.
Yep, I said, dude, I was like, we got to take this fool right here, man. And I was just like, dude, this guy is good. And I'm not going to sit and lie, man. We picked up a lot of good players and we picked up a lot of good UDFAs, man. Like, listen, man, Telesco and them had this shit on wrap, dude, and they had it on lock. They knew what they were doing. All great draft picks, man. Like, all
any other draft after 6-7 round draft.
But like I said, they made all great quality picks. So I think, in my personal opinion, that's why I labeled this as the Raiders are looking for a new identity, because I truly believe, like, once and for all, they are here to solidify what we've been talking about in the past. I truly believe, and this is what kind of just pisses me off a lot. When you have days to think about it all, you get to process a lot of things, okay? Gruden, great offensive mind, man. Great guru, has a great sense of mind, dude. He knows how to build plays, put players together. His drafts never indicated like a solid draft like here. And he had time to research a lot of players. He had his school. He had all this shit, all this time. Then you fast forward to go to Josh McDaniels, man. And Josh McDaniels coming from the Patriots and all what he's known and all the shit they do. Now, listen, I'm not going to knock Ziegler one bit. I think the guy is flawless. I think even he drafted for the Saints a great draft, dude. Like, Ziegler is no slouch, bro. Like, he's a great dude. But I feel like when you look at Josh and then his system, how he wanted things, how he looked at things, and you're sitting here looking at all these possibilities and all the probables that could have happened last year, man, go look at AP. You're looking at AP, Telesco, which is proven GM, and then you're looking at Luke Gessie, and then, again, Patrick Graham. These guys, I feel like, just literally knocked it all out of the board because get out of here now, please get out. So when you finally get to the point about talking about a 2 tight end system where people keep thinking like you're going to have to draft a lot of freaking receivers, you're not, man. You don't really have to, because a lot of times if you're running 2 tight end sets, you're only running 3 receivers. So again, if you're running 2 tight ends, halfback, 3 receivers, I mean, there's only so many possibilities you can do. 2 tight ends, 2 receivers, 2
just to add to that, Bowers and Lube can both play receiver as well.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, a lot of the people that are added here were all added for that things, these possibilities. I mean, they're all versatility players. I mean, just like you say, Dylan, he can play inside, outside. He can play even on the halfback slot, whereas most of his time played. Same thing with Bauer. Same thing with Bauer. He's played a lot on the outside, where a lot of people think he's played a lot more in the tight end. He's played more in the slot than he's played inside to begin with. So, like I said, I mean, all these players all have different tangibles. But if you're looking at Bowers, I mean, don't get me wrong. I believe he'll be used in the 2 tight end just because of his blocking, what he can do. But there's also like when I look at him, I know like he's wide and shit, but he's like the Jordy Nelson type receiver, dude, where I feel like this guy's just got a little bit of everything, man. He can run over dudes for his size. He's unstoppable. He's just like a little engine that could. This dude, he just makes plays, man. And I feel like when you have a guy like Mayer and so on like that, I think a lot of people are getting the wrong idea of how they're going to be looking at the team. If you look at Luke Gessie and you look at like a lot of things that were said over the time, one, Devontae spoke on it when they brought up the West Coast offense that, you know, yes, when back in the days when people ran the West Coast offense off the Bill Walsh and so on, it was more scripted than an individual. But nowadays, when people run the West Coast offense, it's got manipulation in it all over the place because everybody has different hands in it. Then if you start looking at like the spread offense, like a Kingsbury deal, which is more like what he was taught, Jim Moorhead type deal, where it's an open offense, you know, running gun offense. You start thinking about what tangibles can be put out there on the line and things. And then you start looking at the blockers and the chips and so on like that. We have players all around the board that can do it all the way around the board now. And that goes even to the halfbacks. Your halfbacks can do it. Your tight ends can do it. Your O-line can do it. Now it puts competition. At the right tackle spot where people keep implying that that's where the spot is at. I literally spoke that I thought we would go after Cooper Beebe because I felt like the right guard was the most important spot. I didn't believe the right tackle was. I said the right guard was the most important spot to me. And we went after frickin', which again, I made a live and have a mock draft where I literally spoke about going after Jackson Powers at the 13th overall pick. Literally spoke about it, that I felt like that dude was good enough. He can be our 13th pick and that he brought that much value to our team. So to get him not only from 13th, but to get him at the 44 pick and be able to put him on our team, I thought that was just a massive, massive steal. So
A+ on that one.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was just a massive steal there. I mean, you can't sit there and say, I was almost sitting there saying at one point, if we were going to address the line, I spoke on how a lot of those dudes up there wasn't going to be there. And not only that, they weren't real tackles. I literally talked about, like, before the draft, I hit on every single player going to every single place, every player going to every place when we were in the Discord. Even the JC Latham, picked him to his destination. Everything. I mean, picked all them deals. And that's all I was saying is when we got to the point of talking about players that were for us, I always spoke on the whole time, man, it should be a pick of value. It needs to be a player that's going to have the value and still hold the pick in the draft. So we're not just giving up. When we were sitting there on the Mitchell and the quarterback spot, I said, hey, man, Powers would be a great add to be inside there. It literally said that he can play guard and he can play the center. He can switch in and out off of both ones. So he'd be a good add to the team, man. Literally, I mean, I watched the dude for years over here, and to sit here and say that we got him on our team, I mean, boy, I think our team is going to kick ass. I mean, he's going to play the right guard, 100%. He's going to be slated at the right guard. He will start at the right guard position. But the upside to him is that if Andrew James just falls off a little bit over the next few years, he's going to move right into that position, and then we'll be right back looking for a guard, which is fine. But he will most definitely make a career at that center position for real. And maybe that's their main goal down the road. But I think for right now, when you're just looking at the pieces where everybody was talking about, hey, we need this, we need that. We guys got everything. And I told you guys the whole time, don't be surprised if Aiden's going to be our starting quarterback. I said it the whole entire time. I spoke on it right when we got out of the season. I said, hey, man, you guys are sleeping on the dude. I said, look at his yardage. I said he was over like 900 fucking yards, 9 touchdowns, 1 interceptions in the last 5 games. And I even spoke about he was 859 yards. 8 touchdowns, 0 interceptions in the last 4 games. And that was even with the Chiefs with 3 straight quarters of no passes. I literally said that if you were to put him against Derek Carr's numbers in his first year, that he was better than him. So again, I literally said I felt he was going to be the starter the whole time. So all I would say at the end of the day, they built a line that they feel is comfortable to give Minshew or AOC the job. Either one. That's how they look at it. They don't really care. We signed Gus Bradley's son to the backup quarterback. He's going to come here and try UDFA. We signed him, Carter Bradley, and he's 24, so on. So you know damn well I don't think he's going to be our starter. But long story short, we did sign another quarterback. But either way, I think like when we look at all of our players, we look at everything that we did. I mean, man, what more do you guys want, dude? I mean, these guys, we got Ecklenberg, dude. That's a fucking steal amongst that damn pick too. Like,
Marshall, the doctor.
I heard about that too.
Thought there was a Christian McCaffrey type of back.
your mic is
but the way he plays as receiving halfback is like a Christian McCaffrey prototype.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Ecklenberg what was he, our fourth pick? He was our fourth pick. He was
fourth or fifth, I think.
Yeah, he was just a straight fucking steal there, and he's a green dot, bro. Like that fool.
Yeah, I think he was a fifth rounder actually, because I think we got the corner at the fourth spot. So yeah, I think it was our fifth round pick.
Yeah, so our fifth pick, man, that's even better to pick him up there because yeah, you're right, we did get to get Ecklenberg, so to get our corner at the fourth, to get our linebacker at the fifth, both of those dudes are badass dudes. That cornerback runs a 4.3 4.40. He's the second fastest dude in the combine outside of Wiggins, dude. And I mean, this dude got aggression, and this is something that I was speaking with Ozzy about inside the Discord is that all of our picks that we got this year, they are straight aggression picks, bro. They're all destroy motherfucking.
And on defense, we finally got guys that can wrap up tackles.
Man, wrap up tackles, hit dudes hella hard, see the play before it happens. I mean, you have a lot of vision in that now on that defensive side, especially with some of those picks. I mean, Ecklenberg should have never made it to us. He should have never been a Raider. He should have never been on there, just like Bauer should have never been a Raider. There are just certain people. Power probably should have been a Raider, but in an earlier pick. Though getting all those quarterbacks on the board like they did in the beginning, it just offset the whole entire draft, man.
That's why we took Bauer.
That safety, Taylor from Air Force, he's a fucking machine, bro. So to get him, I just start thinking like, okay, what are you gonna put Epps down in the box as a linebacker now, playing more in the line, play him in the box? Like, what are you gonna do? Because this dude got mad potential, man, and like. To sit there and say, like, if he plays in the backfield for a year behind, because I think, Epps' contract's up after this year. I think he's 1 year.
Yeah. 1 year. Yeah.
I mean, fucking, that dude is the perfect replacement. I spoke on that dude before the draft, dude, before our draft. I said we would pick that dude. I picked him as one of our picks. I just said he would be a good pick. And he is, dude. And to get him, I just was even that much more stoked, dude. I mean, it's just like I've said, man, I think we did a great job all the way to our final pick. I mean, all the way to our final pick. And you don't ever really say that.
Even Davonshire was a steal as well at the 7th round.
Yeah, hell yeah, he was. That's why I just say every one of these guys, it was really good, man. And for me, I'm just going to say, I told all you motherfuckers that Jalen was not going to get picked. I told all of you that it would be stupid as hell to trade those draft picks because it would jeopardize our future with a guy like Tom Telesco at the helm. Literally, I said it'd be the dumbest thing. I've advocated it from day one in Media Row when they walked in there. I told everybody, I said, boy, that's either the stupidest damn thing a coach can ever do or it's the biggest smoke screen in the NFL history because just can't go in there and advocate those picks. You can't do that. And you can't advocate that. I literally told everybody numerous times that the way the draft was going to fall out with the quarterbacks, I literally said it'd go 1, 2, 3, just like it the whole entire time. Everybody in here was talking about, Drake going to go to Washington. I told everybody, nope, it's going to go fucking Caleb. It's going to go Jalen and it's going to go Drake, man. And they're not going to trade off those draft picks. Literally spoke about it the whole time, man. I literally said it for months. And I literally spoke here about we need to get the fuck off the fact that we're talking about a player that we're not going to get, and it's jeopardizing the way that everybody's viewing our draft board or the way that we view the draft because so many people have in their mind because you got Chad Sports with all their bullshit fucking, their sources that are pumping shit into people's mind that we are going to get Jalen Daniels. And it was bullshit. I said the whole time that you can't do that. You can't get those picks. You can't freaking You can't just go in there advocating that you're going to just go straight up and get those spots. I said it the whole time. He should have been saying the same thing. If he has those sources or those resources, he should be saying the same thing. And then he should have told the nation, okay, what players should we hone in on? Who should we look to? Who should we go get? They got the biggest channel. It shouldn't be a channel like us that, like I say, everybody knows I'm out in the fields doing potato and garlic, bro. Like, my sources come from the people I know and the connections I have. And it seems like a dude that's a farmer got better sources than motherfuckers that are getting super chatted left and fucking right to not give the right information on. And then they want to trade shit up and say, well, we said that. No, you did not. No, the hell you didn't. So all I would say is at the end of the day, man, I think that we need to stay honest to our team, stay truthful to the way that we look at it or see it or view it, talk about it or not. Again, like I said, we'll let you guys talk. I just wanted to say a few things before we get started, like I always do, because I just feel like Telesco is a great dude, man, and I spoke on this the whole time. And people sit here and want to talk shit on our channel. Well, I've said about a lot of these other YouTubers, man, that their shit's fake because they get stuck on Twitter, just like I said, bottom feeders, and they fucking get stuck on this bullshit beat writing shit, and they have no view for themselves. I've always said, man, like, we have our own vision. I do my own research. I have my own connections, So I think at the end of the day, these guys killed it, man. I think they did a great draft. I think they brought in great talent. I just think all the way up and down the board. And yes, at the 13th pick, I was pissed when it happened. I literally backed out of the Discord. I didn't even want to talk to nobody. I was just felt like the pick was just not wasted, but I just felt like that wasn't a need. Nobody had him on our boards anywhere at all. Not big time dudes, not anybody out here, not anybody. And to claim a need for a tight end, that's fine, but nobody claimed a need for the 13th pick overall for a tight end, and that's all I would say is that when you want to say that our defense and players are as good, you have to stay to those players and stay to that type of mold. And when you look at it afterwards with the players we picked up in the later rounds and so on, I think it evened itself out just fine. I mean, if we got Mitchell, yes, he was a great player, but he didn't have the speed this dude got, and this dude got the dog. And we go look at him in his tape. This dude gets after people. He don't fuck around, man. He is an aggressive fucking player. There is no doubt about it. So to me, I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I can't, if I'm just being dead ass honest, I can't find one pick in this draft where I think we were just like, it's not good. Like, I really can't. And if I was just gonna say, if they told me like, hey, you have to pick one, I would just say the last player in the draft because he was the 7th round. That's dead ass honest, because every single player, even him, has every bit of value, every bit of need to the team. I spoke on that cornerback was a massive need for our team. I literally spoke that wide receiver was too, and I do believe we'll still go after a wide receiver because we have crazy money left. And you got to remember,
plenty
of money.
Hang on. I think we just signed Michael Gallup from the Cowboys.
Yeah, we did.
Oh, yeah, Gallup. Yes, we did. And that's something I was going to speak on too, but I was to speak that we're going to get another guy too. But yes, we did sign Michael Gallup for all the people, that probably didn't see it, for like the 30th time today on YouTube somewhere along the line. So long story short, yes, we did get Gallup and so on. But
let me say this about the draft. We had a good draft, okay? But let me tell you guys about something, okay? On this platform, right? There's one other person who can argue this besides me. I'm the one that knows Dustin the best. Dustin will put that. Dustin's not going to put out bullshit. He's not going to ask you $100 of your own money so he can drink a boot and give you information. He's not going to do that. And I've told people that I know personally, come check out Death Star Report. We give out real information. We don't put out, if you want to see me get drunk, send me $100. And we advocated, like Dustin said, that we weren't gonna give up the picks. Why would you pick up the picks when this is a quarterback heavy draft? I told my neighbor this. It's a quarterback heavy draft. So what that means is all that talent that's not quarterbacks is gonna fall. Brock Bowers is the fifth best player in the draft. We got him at 13. That's a freaking steal. Like, that's what it's about. It's about making your team better. Powers is the 22nd ranked player in the draft. We got him at 44. Like Telesco killed it. We don't need the draft. Why would you trade up all your future for one player? What did Derek Carr say in all of his pressers where the media was attacking him about Raider fans calling him out for not winning? It's a team game. It's the ultimate team sport. So that means you have to have a team around you. Telesco and AP are building. They're killing it. We're going to, our future is really bright. This is the most stacked I've ever been about with the draft since I've been a freaking fan, since I was, 3 years old. So, we're killing it. But like I said, man, tune into us because we give out facts. Dustin's not going to bullshit nothing. I know that for a fact. And there's only one other person, Raider Nightmare, who can back me up or who can, that knows Dustin maybe better than I do. But that's amazing. But that's just my view of it.
And like I say, man, I just always say it isn't. I always say at the end of the day, it's about what we bring for the team. It's about the knowledge we all have. Like I always said, some people hate on it, which is great. They can hate all they want. They have the right to. Nobody's going to tell them what to do with their life. We're only here for so long. Do what you want. But I've always said that when we come here to talk about the Raiders, I come here to talk about what benefits them the best, what gives us the best chance to build, what gives us the best way to view the team. I don't care about feelings. I've spoke about it 100 times. I've argued with people in the chat and that, their fucking channels and whatever. I'm not here for that. I don't care about that. It's about how we want to see it to make us better. This was a phenomenal deal. And the thing I was going to say about earlier is it took a guy like Telesco and AP to do it when you had the guys I mentioned, when Gruden, Mayock, fucking Ziegler, Josh, and all of them. And it took these guys to make this type of move happen. So to me, I just say, like, 1 minute I doubt the team because of where we're at hiring people. The next minute I'm like sitting here thinking, like, damn, if all those quarterbacks didn't go like they did, we probably wouldn't have got a lot of these players. But then the other part of me is like, damn, a lot of them quarterbacks win and we got all these players. So I'm like, fuck, dude. Like, even like Ozzy's dude. I mean, I spoke about him on here numerous times about the fact that when I was after Blake Corum, the minute that I seen the article that the Chargers were going to try to target him, I literally said, hey, man, got to get off of that guy. And my dude was that dude, Dylan. I didn't even know that was Ozzy's guy. And then he came when he said, hey, that was one of my guys in there. He's a great ad, man. The guy is a great ad. The guy plays great ball. He broke all.
I can't believe we got him in the 6th round, man. I think any other draft after is like a 3rd or 4th round back.
Easy. I had him marked at the 3rd. Third. That's what I was saying. Blake Corum, and I just said we'd take him. And that's all I would say.
He was ranked around 110, like just outside the top 100 players.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there's a lot of these dudes that got very good high grades that are gonna kill it on our team, man, and people don't even know.
The thing I like about Lube, though, because what I look for in a play is that dude plays with grit, man. Like, he's just like a little fucking machine. Because he can run it, he can catch it. He can run 3 tackles. He can spin around guys. Like, he's got wiggle in his hips when he runs around. When he's passing a pass to, he's got that wiggle, that goose step. They call it in rugby. They call it the goose step. When you goose step a player. Yeah, in rugby they call it a goose step. When you kind of like move one way and move the other way real quick to get around the defender.
We're just talking about the Raiders trip. Maybe.
But that's just gonna be a little machine, and he's a perfect excellent kind of running back where he's like he can run and receive. He can play wide receiver and halfback. So he has depth, and the other thing that don't be surprised that if Dylan Lube becomes our number 1 kick returner and punt returner.
I was thinking that too.
He's gonna be our number 1 kick returner, punt returner. He might end up even becoming the special teams captain at some point. I'm calling that shit now. I think Dylan Lube, not saying this year necessarily, but within this year or next year, he's going to be the special teams captain.
Yeah, he's going to salute Mark.
Yeah.
Now, I believe a lot of those guys down there at the end are most definitely going to be a lot of special team contributors, especially the last 3, 4. I'd say probably last 4 dudes most definitely be special teamers for sure. I just feel like they're going to actually contribute on the team too, man. Dylan's going to contribute on the team. He's most definitely
He's going to be.
I've even said
he's going to be like versatile. He's going to play halfback. Sometimes they might put him at receiver if a receiver goes down. They might just chuck him in at receiver. They're definitely going to put him on kick and punt returns, most definitely. I think that's going to be his number 1 role, but his second role will be backing up Zeus. I think he has a chance to beat out Madison, but we'll see what happens.
I think I like I spoke before. Go, Rudy. I'll let you go real quick.
I was going to say it's possible. I've heard of this guy. He is kind of like what you call he's a scat back, and he could play special teams. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes to being a number 3 or a number 2 running back. And plus, if you see Amir Abdul, he's not a young guy, and running backs wear out. And he could easily replace him within a year or 2, you know.
It's definitely going to replace him by next year. I think this is Amir Abdul's last year. I'm pretty sure we signed him to a 1-year deal.
Yeah.
So I spoke about this guy before when we were doing our mocks, that when we went after Madison, I said that dude he probably won't be a lock to the team. That the guy's production, he's been here for 5 years. He's already played with the Vikings. They had a good team over there. The guy never broke out, never went on, done nothing. The reason we picked him up is that he has the run and pass capability that opens up in the field. I said that if we were to get this dude, Dylan, we can go back and pull up the live literally and see what I said. I said, if this dude got on our team, he would most definitely find a way to clear that dude if he had the production that he shows on tape. I said straight up, the guy has the potential to be number 2 player all day. If not, I mean, I wouldn't go as far. I don't know. He can probably be a 1 depending on where he's at on team. But I believe in a dual back system. When you have a guy like Zeus and you have a guy like him, you touch all bases because Samir can run and catch, and you're going to have fucking this dude that can run and catch. Your team is lethal as fuck, and this dude is dangerous as fuck, man. He can get in the open field and get in the backfield. You can do wheel route screens. I mean, all kind. This guy's a dangerous player, and he's strong too. So I think getting him, regardless of the round, the guy has potential like no one's business, like no one else's business. He's broken. I mean, he's a great player.
I wouldn't be surprised if by year 3 Dylan's up to like 220 pounds, because I think he's like 209 or some shit right now. I wouldn't be surprised if he puts on about 10 or 12 pounds over the next season, and then year 2 comes in at like 220, which is almost the size of a fucking
it would be
linebacker.
tough. I mean, when you're adding 12 pounds, I mean, I can't see that because 12 pounds will slow him down. I mean, I think that's what makes him. I think that's what makes him dangerous is the elusiveness and
maybe 215.
The run and pass. I can't see him at 220. It'd just be too much.
Yeah, maybe 215.
Yeah, probably like 210. His 210, 212 mark would probably be ideal because he doesn't need to have that. His idea is to be open in the open field. He's not about. He's got enough speed and power at 210. He'll probably still level a dude. So I mean, muscle versus fatness is 2 totally different things. And I mean, at 210, dudes are benching and squatting. I mean, look at Ward Dunn was squatting, 600 plus. I mean, they're not slouch dudes, man. Them dudes are strong. So, like I said, I think he makes the perfect add to the backfield with Zamir. I think it was the perfect add. I don't think you could have asked for a better back. We literally spoke on here about him numerous times. I literally spoke about him right before the live. I literally spoke about him and numerous times. Like, the dude is really good. So I think that was just a phenomenal ad. I mean, like I said, I would not be surprised this dude in the next few years, and I strongly believe that he can jeopardize what's his name? Alexander Madison.
Madison, yeah.
Yeah, I think he's going to jeopardize that dude for sure. He's going to have to show up. He's going to have to show up.
Yeah.
And you like I said, like Jimothy Lakers first 3-0 comeback. That'd be crazy. I mean, I can't even believe. I mean, we've been up on the Nuggets fucking at all 3 games, dude. It just they got to hold it. And you know what I was going to say is about the guards, or you know, guard and tackles. I get it where some people feel like Glacier wasn't a good pick there, but he was most definitely a good pick, man. Like the guy, I picked the guy on that pick, and people said like, oh, I seen reports where people were like, it was a reach and this. Okay, if I picked the guy on that pick, how the fuck was he a reach, dude? We were literally sitting there looking at the board and literally said, hey, man, Powers was there. I picked Powers. We had Glazier. I picked Glazier, even with them dudes sitting there. So I don't understand how people can sit and say, and you guys think I'm lying, you can ask anybody who's in the Discord. Literally, I mean, I picked all of our deals. So anytime I was able to be in the Discord and be able to pick our guys, but what I was going to say is like right here for, you know, people that don't know, they're ranked in the top 10 of their career, bro. Like they're not just freaking just slouch players. I mean, this dude is a fucking good player here, dude. I mean, this guy here, you look at Powers, the highest career pass block grades. Powers at a 91.8. Then here's Cooper Beebe, the guy I wanted at the right guard. And I even said when we got to our pick, I said Powers would be the pick over him. Literally said it. Even said that Glazer was going to be the better pick than Coop because he was the tackle, not the guard. Because I said we got him, so we didn't need to get the guard in when Cooper was on the board. And look at him. He's the 6th highest ranked player on this board. So I'm just wondering if everybody's, you know, knowledge of where they get their stats or understand the game or where they're getting their knowledge from. Why in the fuck would they say this dude's a reach when he's projected better blocking grade than any of the other dudes that they were talking about? And that's the kind of shit I don't understand. Like, where are they getting their information from? Like, wherever they're getting their information from is wrong. So then when they get somebody that gets told out here, they get something that's told, they're like, oh, that's not, no, they're wrong. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. And that's just straight facts, dude. And you sit here and say that Jackson's going to be our guard. He has the highest pass blocking grade out there. That's going to help a fucking AOC massively, or Gardner, whoever is back there in that backfield. And not only that, I've said it. I've said it the whole time about the right tackle. I said that I believe it's going to be Munford the whole fucking time. But to sit and say that you have this guy to challenge him now, great ad, man. So to me, I don't think our picks were any reach. I don't think we picked bad picks. I think we got some great picks here, man. Like if you guys are just wanting to be honest and not be biased and be true to the team, I think we got some great picks here, man. And just like I've said, if you go out here and look, like you could sit here and see like all of our deals here. I mean, like I said, I feel like it, you know, do you guys have
agree. One thing,
real quick?
yeah, I'll add something to that. Yeah, because I agree. The only thing that was weird for me was that, like, you remember in the Discord, you were kind of pissed off when we picked that 13, but me, I was kind of like calmer about it at the time with the balance pick, because I said I knew that we needed a tight end. I just didn't think we were going to get one in round 1. But I can kind of see why they took him, because he was the best.
I mean, I knew we were getting a tight end. I mocked tight end to us every time. Just motherfucking didn't pick him at the fucking 13th overall.
Yeah, but it was one of those situations where it's like you can't pass the talent up. It was like it was a pick for value over need, if you get what I mean. It's like when we talk about and we say like at some point the value of the player kind of exceeds the need. Like, yeah, we needed a corner, but we had the best tight end in the draft, possibly a generational talent. I mean, his pro comp is like George Kittle. So like, to get a player like that at 13, that would normally be like a top 5 or 6 pick, and we get him at 13. It was just too much value for them to pass on it. So I'm kind of glad they did it, because every other year we've always kind of like reached for need, or we've always gone for need. Whereas this year in the first round, we finally went for value over need, and we took the best player on the board at the time. So that's why I have no issue.
And if I'm going to be honest, man, if you look at this board here with our draft, I'm just going to be honest. Like, I bet you in years to come, we're going to look back at this draft class, and there's going to be a lot of these names on the team that's kicking the fuck out of people in the NFL. Like, yeah, I'm just and the only guy out of all these guys here that I'm questioning is just the DJ Glaze because of the Munford. but I can see him being the backup. But he has the potential to be a starter.
Yeah,
but all I'm
that's
saying is
that's
like when it comes to Bowers, I don't see him question. He's the number one. There's not a fucking doubt. He way better than Michael Mayer's probably ever going to be ever in his life. So this dude just plays a whole nother level of football. You look at Powers, he is a whole nother level of football. This dude is, you fuck around, you're going to find out. That's the definition of this fucking guy for real, for real. DJ Glaze has that nasty dog in him, bro. He can just be a ruthless dude, man. I mean, Richardson, I'm not going to lie. This guy right here, he can just take off. He can be the next fucking great Raider, like dead ass serious. He has the speed. He has the nastiness. He has the coverage. He has it all, dude. Like, to get Ecklenberg, man, in the 5th, I mean, that was a straight fucking steal. He's probably going to be the biggest guy we're going to look back in the years to come, where as a later round pick, that you're going to be
he's going to be. I reckon he's going to replace. I don't know when. It'll be either next year or the year after. He's going to replace Wing at some point, I think.
Yeah, and he don't even got to replace him. He can most definitely play. But like I've said, in the 3-4-4-3 system, you can run 2 middle linebackers out on the field.
No, I'm not saying this year. I'm saying like because right now.
So he can most definitely be here for years to come.
What I'm saying is
determined.
Yeah, I agree.
It'll just determine on contract.
Probably got time for like 2 or maybe this year, next year, maybe one more.
Yeah, and then to sit and say like we got Dylan in that 6th round, dude, it was a straight steal again. And I'm telling you, Trey Taylor, I mean, I'm gonna tell you right now, this dude right here, I thought he's a straight fucking dog. To pick him up in the 7th, dude, I'm like, let's fucking go. The tape I've watched on this DJ Devonshire, man, like this dude is dog too. He picking off machine. He plays in the open field a lot. He has very good open field vision, dude. I mean, the thing about him that I noticed about him on tape is that he's a hawk. Like, he is the definition of open field ball hawk, dude, because if he's in open space, man, this guy, he can most definitely get there. He knows how to take the angles to cut him off. I think he's a, great ad. So to just go through a few of our picks real quick, you're going round 1, the number 13 overall pick, Brock Bauer, tight end. He's 6'4", Georgia, 230 pounds, dude. This guy just plays like a fucking machine here. We can watch a highlight on him real quick just to show people on, basically what his play style is. But I'm just going to tell you guys, man, like, in my opinion, I've been watching the Raiders for a long time, man, and I've watched a lot of big name drafts. I've watched a lot of big, deals when it comes to the draft, and I was pissed when we picked Bowers at 13. Everybody knows that I was pissed.
Me too.
Like, it was just a fucking wasted pick for me. And when I backed out and went and looked at it, I started thinking about it over a minute. And Richardson all day, bro. Jeffrey, for me, all day. Not even a question. But what I would say is like when I went and started thinking about the draft, and I started thinking about, okay, if we stay offense and we're going to give this offense the look that they need, because yeah, we had issues scoring points. I'm not going to disagree on that. There were things that I've had to sit and accept too. There's no doubt about it. But at the end of the day, I just felt like it was kind of just a bad pick. But when I started thinking about it as we went on, I'm not going to lie, this guy's a fucking dog. It was every bit worth the pick. It just wasn't the pick I was looking for. This dude has massive hands. This guy got great fucking hands. He got great energy. Like, this dude is, like I said, this guy is the guy that's going to fuck up people, bro. Like, as much as I hate
Bowers is basically a big body receiver. That's what he is. He's like,
he plays the
slot, but he's a big body receiver. That's what he is pretty much.
He plays the slot. He plays inside, outside. I mean, like I said, this guy, he was a great ad for us. Why am I fucking screen downsized, motherfucker? But long story short, he's a great ad for the Raiders. So if we're just sitting here being honest, when you dedicate yourself to the offensive side of the board and then you stay honest to it, man, and you get a guy like this, you go get your line and so on, I'm not going to lie, man. I can't sit here and say that this guy was any type of a wasted pick. He plays in such high energy. It would be no different if he was a receiver, and that's really what he is. Like, if you're just being down to
That's what I'm saying. The value of the pick is in the
fucking
receiving
receiver,
side.
really, man.
That's why he's worth the 13th pick, because you're drafting him as a receiver. As far as the value of the pick goes, you're not drafting him as a tight end. You're drafting him as a receiver at 13th.
Yeah, and to be honest, he will be that. Like, he will be a George Kittle type player, dude, where he's just got that fucking nasty energy in him, dude. Just hopefully don't have the injury, like injuries, but he will have that aggressiveness. Like, you're not going to get away from it. Then you go to Jackson Powers Johnson, man, in the second round, 44th overall pick, 6'3", fucking 334, bro, fucking sitting. He's going to play guard. So, I mean, like I said, this dude is just a mauler. He's just a straight fucking dog. There's nothing else that anybody can say, because that's what he is. He is a straight dog. This dude will straight. I don't know if you guys seen the clip. I'll post it on my Instagram. But what that fucking stupid ass fucking deal. I'll post it. What the hell, you dumbass fucking. Why are you? Let's just restart that shit. I'll show the highlight of him in the combine, but I don't know if any of you guys know, Aaron Donald was the blocker in front of him in the combine. Dude, he fucking just chucked that motherfucker like a rag doll, bro. Like a straight fucking rag doll. He just chucked him straight to the side like no one's business.
Really?
Oh,
you gotta send me that one. I haven't seen
I
that.
got the video. I think
because fucking Powers reminds me of Richie Incognito, man. The way he plays with aggression.
Yeah, he's a straight dog, bro. I have the video.
I think Powers is gonna be like a younger Richie Incognito kind of god, fucking bully motherfucker.
Yeah, he's ruthless, bro. I mean, like I said, he chucked Aaron Donald. I mean, right off his ass, dude, right to the ground, like literally right to the ground. So look, let me switch over here.
You should put up on the laptop. It's probably
So look right here. You see it? Watch the guy he throws. That's Aaron Donald. Look at he just mucked that fool's ass, dude. Look at him. Whoop! Fuck, get out of here, motherfucker. He just chucked that fool like no one's business, bro. Rock. Look at his feet. He tried to get back underneath himself.
I saw that, but I didn't. Was that Donald? I didn't know it was Donald. Man.
Yeah,
Wow.
he could have get back underneath himself there. He just got fucking ragdolled there for like just a motherfucker, bro. Look at him. Fucking late. This dude ain't no joke, bro. He ain't no joke. This guy ain't no joke here, man. This guy's for real. And I just sit here and think Aaron Donald, or, being there or not, he ain't letting no dude just fucking chuck him like that. You know what I mean? So, but I ain't going to lie, man. I mean, Jackson Powers was a great ad, man. I mean, just great ad. Then you look at this guy right here. You're looking at our right tackle at the 77th, third round, 77th overall, 6'4", 323. Just a big ass bodied boy right here, man. This dude right here plays really good too. I mean, the thing is like I get where people want these big names, but you can't always just have every big name out there. You have to have players that fill the rosters to where you're not paying them crazy amount of money, things like that. Like you got to be able to afford everybody on the team. You know what I mean? But this guy right here, man, he's still no slouch. He plays left and right, dude. I mean, but we would play him at the right, but he can play either side, man, either side. And he's a big boy. He can hold his shit down, dude.
Just a question. How long do you think Colton has left in his career? What, another 5 years?
I mean, linemen can play all the way till they're 40s, so I guess I would just say how well he can stay in condition. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fair enough.
This is freaking DeCamerion Ryan Richardson. He's the corner we picked at the 112, 4th round, 6'2", 195. Big, lanky, tall, bad motherfucker right here, bro. Like, this dude fast as shit. This guy, dude, I mean, I'm not even gonna lie. I think this is another great steal of a player, dude. Like, when you get into his tape, you start watching him, seeing him. This guy right here, oh man, he gonna be tough, bro. This guy he's not gonna be easy. I think
he might win the corner 2 spot, but we'll see.
The corner 2.
Yeah, the corner 2.
Well, I think he's going to be corner 2 for sure when he comes in. There, I think he takes Brandon Faison's job.
That's what I'm saying.
This dude's young. He's young. He's aggressive. The only thing that I think is going to hold him up is if he gets penalties, man. And that's the only thing I think when you play as aggressive as this guy does, I think that's the only thing that can hold you back. But this dude right here, yeah, this guy can seek to destroy. I mean, and he got great fucking skill, bro. This dude ain't no slouch. And I've always said sometimes guys get overlooked because of the schools they're at, man. But this guy's gameplay, I've said, when you look at him on tape, this is a guy that looks like he's gonna beat your ass, dude. Like, there's certain players that you can watch when they play. Like, just go get fucking Cam Hart's tape, dude, and just look how dysfunctional he looks out there in the open field. Just everywhere where he just looks like he shouldn't play. Like, you look at a dude like this, he looked like you better not throw the ball when he's looking at you because he most likely going to take the ball from your ass, dude. Like, he has a straight up in your face aggression. So I've said in the NFL, I strongly believe that's where you have to be these days. I think, like I said, I strongly believe if quarters just kept playing, grabbing fucking dudes over and over, I believe the NFL would have to change the rule to not have, like, look at it like this. The reason they throw the flags is because people are scared to grab people, so they get them every now and again. Where if everybody just did it, you can't just throw a flag every play. You're not going to throw a flag every play, man. They would have to change that rule. And I believe when you have guys like these, this is why I've seen a lot of
to be honest, what you guys should implement, because I've noticed that, because like there's a lot of cultural exchange between Australians and Americans. So I've noticed we've adopted certain stuff from your game, you've adopted certain stuff from ours over the years. One of the things you guys should adopt is the way you kind of like you don't grab per se, but it's kind of like you go hip and shoulder, but you can use your body weight and you can push a little bit. I think that's what you should be able to do on defense.
Yeah, well, they're changing a lot of rules in the NFL right now, so they're gonna have to figure out how to re-tackle people again and so on.
Yeah.
We got Tommy Eichenberg. What was he? 5th round, 148 pick. We did no trades, man. These were all our original picks, man, and this is phenomenal. I mean, this guy right here is another seek to destroy type player right here. He's 6'2", 239. I've said I think he can most definitely take someone's job on this line. I don't think he's taking Spillane's, but Masterson, fucking Diablo. I mean, this guy can take someone's job. There's no doubt about it. He has all the fucking tangibles to most definitely do it. This guy plays with fast energy. I've said he's a green dot type player. This dude is a great ad. I mean,
he's a great run stopper too. And I think
he got coverage and run.
He's got both. I don't think his coverage is as good as like a Spillane, but I think he can develop that. But as far as run stopping and stuff, though, he's great at setting the edge. Getting to the edge and also at run stopping by putting the gap.
This guy, he plays nasty, bro. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. When I heard this guy's name, I was like, "There's no."
Yeah, I didn't even have him on our day 3 prospect when I put my day 3 prospect out, because I thought someone else was gonna nab him before I picked.
I think I was in the field, so I didn't get to see. I think I was in the field when we made this pick. No, I was at my kid's game. I think I was at my kid's game. My phone died. Everybody was in the Discord. My phone died. I freaking came back in. I think it was like an hour later. I was like, man, who the hell did we pick there? They said Eichenberg. I said, bullshit. I said, there ain't no way we got him. They're like, nope, we picked him, man. Because I said, I thought the corner was a fucking another O lineman. I thought, no way, dude. But long story short, when I heard him, I was like, holy shit, man, we got a steal, like a straight steal here, man. And it's just like I said, I think the way that our whole draft panned out, it worked out perfect, man. Like, again, you look at this guy here. This guy, he's a little weird, man. I'm not gonna lie. He's fucking weird. I don't know if you guys seen, like, when he hit up Raider Nation and was telling him, like, hey, what's up? Like, he seems a little weird to me, man. But, you know, I don't care.
He's high energy. He's a high energy guy, you can tell.
Yeah, he looked like he probably did a lot of fucking drugs when he was in college. Too, fucking. But if he's smart still, I mean, that's all that matters, dude. I mean, if he's smart and can understand the plays, that's all it comes down to. And when you're looking at this, 6th round, 208 pick, man, and we pick him up, dude, I mean, fucking great steal, 5'10", 208, dude. New Hampshire player. I mean, you know, the thing is like, you look at him, he was an Ohio player. This guy was a Mississippi player. I mean, they weren't all from just big name. Maryland, dude, frickin' Oregon, which is a big school, but for me, Georgia, you know, there's a few big and few small here. So, I mean, I think their mixture was just right. I mean, I've always said sometimes you just have to have a little offset of both, man. And I think Telesco just killed it, dude. And not only that, you got to remember, man, he didn't sit here all year scouting a team for our team. He was scouting for the Chargers, bro. And then he just brought that Chargers shit here. So I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it. Like, I'll take it all day, you know? So I think, like I said, you look at players like this guy, man. I think I can probably show the volume on this one.
Yo, let's go. Get ready, baby. Come on, let's go.
Hey, I'm going to put you on the.
I can't wait.
Oh, I can't wait to get you here. Hey, look, you know, running back, special teams, you know, kicks, punts, cover, kicks, punch, the whole deal. All right.
You got a dog, baby. I got you.
Okay, I got a dog right here. I'm putting on the phone with our head coach. And
I'm probably not going to try to play too much audio there. I just don't know how their rules are about that shit all the way, so I'm not even jeopardized fucking that up. He just basically told him, hey, I'll be bringing energy, show up, fucking play hard, fucking, you know, basically like Max said, he wants players that are just relentless, dude, that all want the mentality to be here and work hard, you know. So I think, like I said, if all these guys hold true to like that mentality, we got some dogs here, man. Like, there's no doubt about it. I think, like I said, this dude's energy, the way he is, everything, I think we got some good fucking people here. This is one of my favorite dudes right here, man. I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I thought he would have gone a little higher. I didn't think we would have got him, but to sit in the 7th round at 223, 6 foot, 213, man, at safety, I've said, like, I know, like, that safety position just lacks big time back there.
Trey.
Oh, fuck it, you know.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How you doing, sir?
Good. Hey, good. Hey, we're going to select you right here.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
You ready to go?
Oh, I'm so ready to go.
Congratulations, you're a Raider. We're going to start the pick in here in a couple minutes, all right?
Yes, sir. I'm looking forward to getting to work with you.
Awesome. Hey, I'm going to put you on the phone with our head coach, Antonio Pierce, all right? All right, hold on.
Trey. Yeah. What's going on,
Small
Coach?
world, ain't it?
Hey, too small.
Full circle, man. Full circle.
Man, thank you for picking me up. This is a great pick. Let's go to work, man.
Come on. Bring that juice when you get here. Tell the family and say hello and enjoy it, all right?
Yeah, I will. I'll tell everybody, say what's up.
Okay, enjoy it. All right.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
More Las Vegas.
So part of me feels like he has a relationship with AP before. I'm going to look into it just to know. I think he does because of Ed Reed.
I was thinking the same thing when I saw that.
So look, Ed Reed is married to somebody here in the family. It's his cousin, and that by marriage. So he's married to somebody here in this family. So he probably most definitely knows AP, you know, from playing in that time. But just like he says, you know, how he said in the beginning, small circle or a small world, you know, fucking this and that. They're just indications like he knows them. You know what I mean? Like he knows them. He knows like he knows who he is. So I just think like when you look at things like that, I keep saying this about fucking AP, man. He has these connections with these fucking people, man, which is just crazy because these connections that he has with certain people, they're fucking dogs, bro. Like they play straight dog ass football, dude. So like the more and more that I keep always hearing them be like, hey, this player, you always got to hone in on him, man. Like you're just always honing in on him. And so this is MJ fucking Devonshire, 5'11", 179. They're most definitely going to put a little bit of weight on him. But again,
hi, I'm Renee Summerall.
Another good pick here. I just think, like I said, overall, when we're looking at our players and looking at them, and then like we'll look at the UDFAs here in a second. To me, man, I've said I think it's probably one of the best drafts I've seen in a long time for the Raiders. It's probably the most consistent draft, easily. There's no questions about, oh, did you reach here? Did you fucking, did you go too much here at this pick? I feel like every single pick had massive value. It ain't just a little bit of value. People can look at the Glazer pick however they want, but I said when he was on the board, that was the dude I picked. I literally
being able to do immediately with your mobile phone. 7 at 7 is the new way for you.
I literally picked that dude, so I don't feel it was a reach. I've said when you're looking at players, you can't just look at, oh, he's a guard, we needed a tackle. I even told them when because BB was on the board then, I even said that I still feel like it would be Glazer because of the fact that we were looking at the right tackle, not the guard, because we already drafted Jackson Powers. But long story short,
for you to get every bit of local news you need in just 7 minutes. Breaking news, local neighborhood news, weather, and sports are just a click. Get every bit of local news you
earn and also play corner. How much pride do you take? Obviously, you reverse
all things silver and black.
Doing good. Obviously, you're versatile in college, being able to do punt return and also play corner. How much pride do you take in being able to produce in different phases of the games?
I take a lot of pride in just being able to do things. Versatility is a big thing growing up in where I'm from, Aliquippa, just being able to do things with the ball in your hands, not only playing corner on the outside and shutting guys down. You got to be able to do something when the opportunity presents itself. So it's a big thing to be able to be versatile and help the team win in any way possible.
Everybody, Vinny Bonsignor with the Review Journal. Welcome to Las Vegas and congratulations. Did you have much contact with the Raiders, and was that a team that you could envision yourself playing with?
I had talked to them a couple of times throughout this process, and it made me just I'm sorry, I'm excited right now, but I hope I did get a couple of contacts. I was expecting it, but I wasn't sure. I wasn't sure where I was gonna go, but when I seen the call, I was like, okay, let's do it.
MJ, this is Hondo Carpenter from Sports Illustrated. You are at your best on an island in your ability to have a short memory. Can you talk about how you develop that?
Just being able, you watch guys, it's a part of the game. Guys are, we say guys are on scholarship too. I guess now in the league, guys are getting paid too. So they got a job to do as well, and it's a tough battle. And sometimes they're gonna make a play, but you can't let that affect you. It's a lot of football to be played, and when you look forward, you got to be able to make those plays. So you got to kind of get that out your head quick and get ready for the next play.
Hey, obviously, either if you're drafted or if you signed later in the day, you're going to be part of an NFL team, at some point today. But to actually get drafted, as the picks were ticking down, did you start to look around, start to worry about it, or I guess what does it mean to have your name called to be drafted and to have a team kind of say they want you here late in the 7th round?
It's a bunch of different emotions. I kept trying to tell myself to just stay patient and it's going to work itself out. It'll hopefully help me. I try to relate everything to football. So being a corner, you got to be patient at the line of scrimmage. I just kept saying to myself, it's going to make you a better player. If you could get through this, you could get through anything. So just trying to stay calm. And when I find myself getting nervous or getting anxious, just relax, take a couple deep breaths, walk around, talk to some people. I got a good support system around me here. So being around them was able to keep me calm.
MJ, again, go back and with Pat Narduzzi talking about you and saying that you're coachable and that's what set you apart. Can you talk about that? Does it come from your family? Is it something you had to learn? Because this is a staff here in Vegas that coaches hard.
Yeah, definitely. My dad was my coach growing up. So in high school and little league and all the way up until college, I was coached by my dad. And I always say there's no harder coach than my dad. So I truly believe in. And then I also noticed that people are saying a lot of similar things that he was telling me. So just getting the message and not the delivery. Most times we grew up being coached hard in Alaquibba. So it's coaching and messages mean nothing to me. It just be getting the message and understanding it and being able to put it on the field.
Thanks for listening to the Raiders Press Pass.
Like I said, man, I feel like to me that the Raiders made a lot of great picks, man. Like, if I'm just gonna be honest, I feel like we got a lot of great picks here, dude. If you build a center in Madden, he would look just like Power Johnson. Facts, bro. I mean, facts. He would most definitely. And salute, Space Beast. Appreciate you, man. I believe, dude, just in my opinion, I mean, I can sit here and say, like, people always talk about me, so it doesn't matter. I just feel like we made a great fucking team here. I mean, we picked great draft picks. We got great value. I mean, I'm going to tell you, I feel like Telesco just knocked it out of the park, man, if I'm just going to be honest. Whenever you sit here and look at, like, even when we're looking at our great UDFAs here, man, and like not only here, like you look at Baylor, we picked up 2 of Baylor's people here. We got Clark at the guard, and we got TJ Franklin at the DN, dude. And if you look here and see, obviously we felt like corner, wide receiver, DN was most definitely in need in this one. I mean, we went freaking pretty much those deal. Carter Bradley, I think he's just going to be a camp body. I mean, you always got to bring a camp body in here, that's for sure. Clark Barrington, like I said, I think it'll be interesting to see how this plays out with him. Andrew Cooker, another great fucking ad there. Like I said, we got some good people here. Jeff Foreman, wide receiver, fucking Tamari Fox, dude, North Carolina defensive tackle, TJ Franklin, DN Baylor, Mari Gaynor, DN North Carolina, DeMarcus Governor, cornerback, Northern Iowa, frickin' I don't even know how to say this. What is this? Lyditrick Griffin, wide receiver, Mississippi State, Jake, Joe Hanning, guard. We got some great little pieces here, man. So for me, if I was just being honest, I think when you look at Telesco, this guy, his strong suit is most definitely scouting. He's got great scouting. Rashid Williams is another good piece there. Ron Stone's another one. Shepard's another one. Frickin' Shannon. God, every one of these guys got great potential in them, dude. Like I said, he filled out a roster just fine. I can see a few of these dudes making our team, if not practice squad. So for me, if I'm just being honest with you guys, man, I think Telesco knocked it out of the park. If I'm just being honest, I truly believe this guy killed it. And he didn't have long at all to be able to get it together. He didn't have it long at all, but I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, how do you guys feel about the draft? How do you guys feel? Do you guys feel that they had a good draft? Do you feel like we drafted teams of players of need? Like, how do you guys feel Telesco in his first year drafted?
I think he killed it. And I want to read something real quick. Antonio Pierce on Aiden O'Connell. At the end of the day, listen, Aiden O'Connell played his ass off. He did a hell of a job for us. You're talking about a kid that has the mental toughness to play in the National Football League. Whatever happens, wherever we do, it has to go through Aiden O'Connell. Being honest with you, because he's earned that right. Dustin and I have both been saying that since day one of the offseason.
Yeah, and like I've said, I've brought it up numerous times that Telesco's brought it up at the combine. I brought it up numerous times, like as many times as I can bring it up, but too many people are brainwashed in social media. They believe if Mitchell Rand says something, then they're just going to believe it because, his sources are such dog shit. Fucking, it's not even funny, but, hey, whatever. Every day is like a fucking Oakland tailgate party, right? Fucking Coker and Gamer are UDFAs that stand out. Yeah, that's facts, man. I mean, there's some good people on that UDFA stand that are going to be pretty good, just like our roster. I mean, like I said, I'm excited. I can't wait till we get going here, man, and see what happens here. But Rudy, you have anything you want to add about it, or you want to add anything to it?
Yeah, I will say this though. I wasn't, like I said, I was like with you. I wasn't happy with the tight end situation because we have a tremendous need. The other picks that I was seeing now, I could give a grade right now, but I'm going to save that for later. But the draft grade for right now can go up or down either way. But I think that we did go with needs in the later rounds. I think the tight end position, in my strong opinion, shouldn't have been in the first round where we could have got a good corner. But then if this second corner, that's the second fastest in the combine, can come out and play out, then the grade for the tight end for Bowers, Brock Bowers, would be higher. It would go from a low grade to a high grade. It depends on what you put around the team and everything. That's where the big grade comes from. It's not about what player you have. It's about what player fits the position of the team that needs to win the game. Right now, in my opinion, we got a lot of talent, but we're not complete, in my opinion. I don't believe we are strong enough to defeat the Chiefs and take the AFC West. We're not there yet. We were close to there when we're during Gruden's era. We were close to there. When Gruden was gone, that's where we truly fell apart. And I do believe this draft was better than last year's draft. Last year's draft was trash, exception to Michael Mayer. I think he was the best draft pick last year. I think, Telesco did go pretty good, and I think we could have some steals in the draft. I think we might have some steal players. So we'll have to see. I want to see the preseason and then the regular season and see how these players play out.
I'm going to have to disagree with you, Rudy, because you look at when Gruden played, Austin Reeves just hit a 3 to go up 1. Anyway, when we played the Chiefs and Gruden, we beat them once. Every other time was a blowout, other than the 2 games with no fans.
Okay, we only beat the Chiefs. Luckily, and we should have lost that freaking game. It was our defense that played out. Gruden did not have a good defense to back him up. I will say that. Gus Bradley wasn't really that great. Patrick Graham was a much better defensive coordinator.
Okay,
we had better weapons on defense. It was the defense's reason we won, but by luck, because our offense was a little slower. We need the one way we have a defense is the quarterback position that I worry about. And Dustin and I we could disagree or agree, but what quarterback can actually outperform Patrick Mahomes? There's only been 2 quarterbacks that have outperformed Patrick Mahomes in the AFC West. One of them was Justin Herbert, and the other one was Derek Carr. It was not.
But here's the thing.
Not Aiden O'Connell. He did not outperform him.
Okay, but
that was our defense that did it.
But what was the final score of the game?
It doesn't matter. That's just defense.
But we won. That's the point.
No.
Let me finish. Hold on. Let me finish. And if you look at the game, okay, Patrick Mahomes is going to be easily a top 10 quarterback to go down all time. Okay, so you're not going to get a quarterback that can go toe to toe. You need a defense that can, or you need an offense juggernaut to put the points up on the board to match. Okay, and Aiden O'Connell didn't complete 1 pass and we still beat him. So you're going to win by being tough, physical, and getting in their heads like AP did. That's how you're going to beat them.
Actually, that was all the Patrick Graham's defense was the main reason why we won. Okay. The other thing is that we luckily won that game. They did not play at their best. They fumbled the ball, which was their fault. The only thing that was skilled on us was that interception by Jack Jones. That's facts right there. Okay, Patrick, if you take those 14 points away, they beat us. We take, or I should say 7 points. Take 7 points away, we would have lost that game. Yeah, Derek Carr outperformed Patrick Mahomes in both games that we won and lost in. And it was in 2021, I believe it was. He outperformed him. He outperformed him in Arrowhead. He outperformed him even in Las Vegas, even though we lost by 1 freaking point against them. That's facts. Derek Carr outperformed Patrick Mahomes. Aiden O'Connell's not at Derek Carr's level. I mean, he's I think he's a good quarterback, but I don't think he's good enough to fight against Patrick Mahomes or Justin Herbert. Our defense, we can have a Baltimore Raven defense and it wouldn't make a difference. The Chiefs have neutralized great defenses. You know, we can't depend on defense. We have to make room of improvement everywhere. You can't just say, oh, we could win with our defense. We ain't going to win our defense.
Yeah, but I would have to disagree against that because every team that beat them is defensive-led team. The Broncos beat them with the defense, not the offense.
But that was kind of luck a little bit.
I mean, we did it too. I mean, you can only have luck so many times until it becomes a habit or a rhythm or something that it is.
I saw that game. My brother called me a jinx.
When you look at the games where they lost, they were on the defensive side for sure, and it was also games where the Chiefs didn't score over like 21 points. So if you're able to hold them to 21 points, they didn't get the scores. And this is something I spoke on before the draft a lot. I said that when we get out of the draft, if we're lacking an individual player outside of the quarterback position, because I've said if you don't get your quarterback in the draft, you're not going to get your quarterback back outside of the draft. I clearly spoke on it.
Oh, I agree.
And I literally said that we wouldn't get the quarterback because I've strongly said the whole entire time it's going to be Aiden O'Connell. I don't care how people view it. I've said it the whole time that regardless of how someone says they want a quarterback or how they think, I said, well, people said that about the OC for the last few or offensive line for the last few years. They talked it all up, never took a player. I've literally spoke about all this.
Yeah.
This is the only difference that we've never had that we have right now. See, in the past, when we get to this point right now, we usually don't have much money. Like we usually don't have much money, so our signings become minimized at the point. Well, guess what? We have post June 1st coming, and we're going to have about $46 million here, 46.5 million. Whereas, well, 46.6 million we're going to have. That's how much money we're going to have up in our motherfucking bank account. So anywhere we're lacking outside of the quarterback position, we're most definitely going to be able to pay for that fucking guy. And that means that way you can look at that money is that 48 million or 46 million. You can look at it like this. And Malcolm Coons can get 14 million a year, and that's where some of that money can go. Most definitely. You could also go the route where you're going to go sign a player of need because maybe somebody ain't working out in camp, so you're going to have the money to sign an actual crucial player, an actual good player on a good contract. Then you still got another 20 fucking million, and you can still sign another, 5-7 fucking players on $2.5-3 million per year to fill out your roster. At the end of the day, we already have our core players. We already know who they are. We've known who they are for the last whole fucking offseason. I mean, we've known since the end of the season ended who the core players were going to be for the Raiders. So nothing's changed outside of that. Have we added a few players here and there? Yes, we have. But if people look at the Michael Gallup conversation and say, well, look, we went out and got a wide receiver. Good. When he played for the Cowboys before his injury, he was a good receiver. He ain't really done shit ever since. So I don't know if I'd look at him like he's just going to be some miracle changing dude over here on the team. Is he a good ad? Is he a good person? Yeah, I'm not going to lie, but he could also be a cut candidate. He can be, people can move on. We still have post June where someone can get cut. Dude, that's a great player. We'd be like, well, fuck this
Gallup
dude.
could be like that. Gallup could be like that KC wide receiver we picked up a couple of years ago.
Say again?
I'm saying Gallup could end up being like that KC receiver we picked up a couple of years back.
Yeah, I mean, that's all I would say. At $3 million, I wouldn't, be sitting here looking too far into his future. You know, I would just look at it for what it is.
Well,
And you're looking at post June. The odds are he'll make the team. He's made the team everywhere he's gone. The odds are that's what we'll get, but the facts are he'll probably be a 4 or 5. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think we're going to be sitting here pushing him against over anybody else. And if he beats out Tucker, then great. Then he obviously got his shit back. And I have no problem for a player coming to our team to make us better. But this is something I will make clear as day. We have about $46 million still left on the books come June, and we can get whoever the fuck we want. The Raiders have never been in this type of position before where we're putting our money all into certain deals. And don't forget, we have Devontae, all these dudes on their contracts still. You know what I mean? So, I mean, Devontae's only cap hit is $25 million this year. So, I mean, if we're going to be sitting here trying to, you know, go get to the playoffs, get something done, this is the time to start doing it, man. Like, his cap hit next year is going to say $44 million. So his shit jumps up massively come next year. So look, man, if we're just being honest, did people want a quarterback? Yeah. But that's only people that don't know what our team's doing. I literally said AOC was going to be it. I said this dude got great. He has great tangibles. I've said the whole time, and I don't care. What have I always said here at DSR? The one thing I've always made clear is I've said, I don't give a fuck about people's feelings. I don't care how they feel about, you know, in their mind that they want to push things. I literally said from the beginning, and I stuck to it, that he would be it. And I said that straight up because he had the most time. He knows the offense. He knows everything. And outside of you bringing in a new OC, who gives a fuck? He's only known one. So it's not like this dude over here. Like, this is the thing I don't understand about people. If they knew the game of football, people will say, well, he had 2 because he had fucking Bo Hardigree. Listen, Bo is just Josh's fucking minion. It's the same fucking offense. It's the same fucking shit. All it was Josh not calling it. It was fucking Bo calling it. That's it. Same damn fucking thing. So
yeah, Bo's no different than Greg Olsen.
Go ahead. But I believe, to me, it's been Josh's his first OC, and it'll be Luke Gessie as his next. And Luke Gessie will have a way better handle on it because of the fact that supporting cast he has around him, the people he has around him. Like, I strongly believe, like, we're going to fucking beat up people. And I don't care what the Chiefs and all them do. Like, yeah, you can believe that we have to go out and score against them, but that's not true, man. I mean, I've said this over and over. Derek Carr has put up a lot of big numbers against the Chiefs. He ain't beat them. Carr's had 24 fucking point leads and never beat them. Like, it ain't about how many points the offense can score. We know that for a fact. That's a bullshit myth. It most definitely is going to rely to the defense. It's going to most definitely rely to the defense to not allow motherfucker to give up 24 fucking points. That in, you know, the NFL or this or that going to go down in the history. The difference is the things that you know, like, separate good teams that go down in history are stopping players like him. And guess what? Every player in the history of the NFL has been stopped, no matter what their fucking name is. So it doesn't matter how people in their mind get this, you know, narrative that, oh, they can't be beat, or, oh, they can't this or that. No, that's not true. It's not fucking true. If a team built the defense, which we did, which we beat Mahomes, and if Mahomes was so fucking great, you know, fucking completions, that's apart. You know, Mahomes should have tore us apart. Mahomes should have tore us apart, and he should have never looked back. Like, that should have been fact, because that's who he's supposedly supposed to be. The facts are, our defense put enough pressure on him that didn't allow him to be a magician, and didn't allow him to get away and make fucking stupid ass plays to stupid ass people for dumb shit. Our people held him in check. So yeah, you can do it, and that's facts. As long as it says, I said the Broncos did it, and the other team did it too. So at the end of the day, we can sit and think to everybody else that wants to.
And we just added Wilkins, which is going to make a major difference. We've never had a DC like Wilkins in years.
Like, if you look at the stats in the Chiefs, and I bet you if we were to pull up the stats, like on wins versus losses, I would almost bet any amount of money that the teams that the Chiefs lose to more often are defensively led teams. And I'll bet you that the teams that compete with them a lot are high spread offenses that are just trying to outscore. You have freaking plus you got Patrick Mahomes sitting there operating off of the extension of Andy Reid. So I mean, I've always said like you're just an extension to what Andy Reid does, and that's all he is. And when you have that kind of mind, you most definitely can do a lot of things. But I would pull up the stat. I would almost bet anything that Patrick Mahomes I'm saying the directions when you're looking at Harbaugh is about to go ground and pound the ball on Harbaugh or on Mahomes. So what do you think he's going to do? Do you think he's going to buy into that bullshit narrative that, oh, I got to go out and put up 40 fucking points? No, he's going to laugh right at you. He's going to say, yeah, you go ahead and go do that narrative. I'm not going to try to put my fucking offense on the field fucking 30 times. Like, that's what he's going to say straight up. He's going to say, you know what I'm going to do? Just like I said he would do, draft fucking Joe Alt at 5, not trade that pick, and then go fucking pound the fuck out of the ball down people's necks where the fucking Chiefs are used to getting the ball back, fucking 15 times a game, and they're only going to get it like 4 times a game or 5, like their possessions are going to most definitely fucking have to matter. And then that's the second thing Jim's going to say is, guess what? Your fucking offense and my offense are probably equal now because I got a 5,000-yard quarterback just like you got a 5,000-yard quarterback. I got good-ass receivers because he drafted his own receiver, fucking the one fucking guy I said scored the highest RAS score in the motherfucking deal. I said we should try to target that dude in the 6th round. Cornelius Johnson got picked up by his own fucking coach, dude. And here's another thing I told all of you guys when I said that we should have picked up Harbaugh. I said this dude was about to break the record, man, with the most players drafted outside of Georgia in the history of the NFL. And I was right again. He'd had 13 fucking players drafted from that motherfucking deal. So, dude ain't fuck around, bro. Like, I've said, like, Harbaugh and them, like, he ain't no joke, bro. And like I said, you just got to know your enemies, man. Like they always say, keep your friends close, but keep your enemies even closer. So to me, I'm not going to lie. I think we have plenty of money to be able to move it around, make the offense, the defense where it is. We're stuck with the quarterbacks, but I knew those were going to be our quarterbacks from the get-go, so I'm not worried about it. I've advocated it 100 times over. No matter what quarterback was drafted, they would play backup to Aiden regardless. And I believe Mitchell's going to play back up to Aiden too. So I believe Aiden ain't going to just come in here and let some dude just come take his job. Like I've said that the whole time. This dude has never been that way. He's been the 8th ranked quarterback in Purdue and took that damn starting job. So, and not only did he take that job being the 8th ranked quarterback on the deal, he never entered the transfer portal. He never asked to be traded. And not only that, he was still a 4th round talent. So, I mean, again, people can sleep on people all they want. Aiden ain't no one to sleep on. The guy gets the people he needs. He's going to be very fucking dangerous. And when you go from a dude like Van Rotten, which I can't stand, but, I likes the guy for whatever reason, but I can't stand that fucking dude. And you put a guy like fucking...
You can't pass protect.
You put Jackson Powers in there? Ooh, fuck, that's a night and day fucking just massive difference. So that's all I would say. This guy's going to have a great line behind him this year with the good play calling and so on. So, plus, like I said, you look at that. We got 46 mil, bro. Like, we're going to be able to do plenty enough with what we have. And I think, dude, if I was a Raider fan, it's probably about probably the best time to be excited. It's probably like, hey, man, we finally got shit going the right way, dude. We got rosters cleared up. We got cap cleared up. We got money on the books, bro. Like, we can pay come do our yard work, man. We don't got to go out and do it ourselves anymore. We don't got to go pick weeds, bro. Like, we can go pick up some flowers, dude, like literally, and have them planted. So I would just sit and say, I believe the Raiders got a really good roster put in place. I think we got a good UDFA list. I think we got a great draft, man. I mean, I don't know. What do you guys feel? Like, how do you feel, Ozzy? Like, how did you see the draft? How do you feel about your players? How did you feel when they got them? Like, how do you feel this draft went? Like, how do you feel about it?
I've been telling people, man, this draft is probably the best draft I've seen in 20 fucking years. I ain't gonna lie. Like from top to bottom, like from round 1 through to 7, this is the most consistent best draft I've seen in 20 years. It's the first draft where I'm not scratching my head at any single pick. I mean, like, yeah, did we need a tight end as badly as we did in round 1? No. Did we need a tight end at some point? Yes. So they just ended up taking the best one available because kind of fell in their lap, so they couldn't pass it off. So outside of that, though, man, it was, to me, it's like an A+, though, to be honest. And it's the first time I can say that. Normally it'd be like a B grade or something, B-, but I feel like every pick feels some kind of need, and it has value to the pick. So it's round 1 to 7. It's like we haven't reached for anybody in this draft the first time. So every year we usually reach for somebody, but this year we didn't reach at all, and we especially did not reach in the first round. We finally got a player that's worth the pick that he was picked at.
I mean, we actually, for one, he wasn't a reach. The only person that thinks he was a reach is dumb as hell. One,
Exactly.
if anything, we got a way overvalued player at that pick.
Exactly.
So no doubt.
Yeah.
I think when people reiterate the fact that it's not about his pick, it's not about, you know, the caliber of player, it's the more base of the fact that the player, the need, that's what I feel like. That's what I feel. When you have two players on that board, Quentin Mitchell or Arnold was mocked to the team fucking 90% of the time. I'd be damned if we even found one person that was even anywhere out there that had Bowers mocked to us. Like I said,
I don't think anyone's so important about that play.
When hypotheticals start happening when the draft starts, it's a whole different deal. It's just like I said when everybody was doing the mocks. What was the one thing I kept saying to every one of those guys doing those drafts? I said, well, it's pretty funny that you're not trading up from the start of the draft to number 2 or 3. Like, you're not trading to those spots and solidifying your draft pick. What you're doing is you're starting the draft. Then you see that he fell to like 6 and 10, and then you're like, okay, let's do. That's not how it works. Not how it works. A player of his caliber, the only way to get him is to make sure that you make that trade up there to that 2 or 3, and none of these guys did it. So they didn't even believe their own stories, dude. They all did mock drafts. They all let them pan out. They don't even make the trades right. They don't justify the picks or give up them. You know, people were out here saying like, oh, we're going to give up 2 firsts and 2 seconds to get up there. I told him, you got to be the dumbest fucking person if you even believe that. I said just 2 years or 3 years ago in 2021, the fucking Miami and the Niners literally made the trade minus 1 position of where we're at. They were at 12. We're at 13. It cost them 3 firsts and 1 fucking third. And we're over here acting like, oh, if we give them 2 firsts and 2 seconds, it's going to happen. You're dumb. You're dumb. Even to entertain that conversation, just stupid as hell. What all these dudes should have said is they should have, first off, they should have Googled that fucking trade and seen exactly what it took. And if they were going to try to entice it or act like we were going to make that trade, every conversation should have said from all these big YouTubers, since they know the history of the game and the whole history of the NFL, what their trade should have entitled, like it should have been 3 firsts and a second if you were just going to try to push it up some. That's what it should have been. That's just facts, because it was 3 firsts and a third in order to make it happen. It should be 3 firsts and a second to make it happen. Yes, it will be soon. Maybe in like 15 minutes, and then we're done. Are you watching TV right now?
No.
What are you watching? Oh, all right. Be afraid. All right, give us 15 minutes, and then I'll hop off. We'll be done by at 10 o'clock. We'll be done. Then we'll play like 2 games of Fortnite.
No.
Okay, 3 or 4.
4.
All right, but that's all I would say is that if anybody's doing the research, I literally said in order for us to do it, I said the whole time it would be like, she fucking give me my armpit freaking. I said if we were gonna do it, I said the whole entire time it would be 3 firsts, like 3 seconds, you know, like that kind of trade, because that's what it would probably entitle. But that's all I'm trying to say. Why, when all these dudes are putting posts on Instagram or putting posts on YouTubes, why are they not even putting a fair trade or a fair deal on there? They're putting out topics like 2 firsts and 2 seconds. Yeah, to you, that's a good trade. To any other NFL team, that's not even fucking close. So I don't know where the hell they even come up with it. You just got to Google, hey, what was the last trade like that? Or just Google, what was the fucking trade, the draft for, what did the Niners trade Miami for that spot? And it'll pop up 3 firsts, 1 third. That's what it traded out. So that's all I would say. I think a lot of these guys don't even give fair compensation, fair nothing. So either way, I don't think, like I said the whole time, I don't think it was worth it. But I don't know. Like, so at the end of the day, Ozzy, how do you feel player wise? Were you happy on the players? Are you happy on the UDFAs and the draftees? Like, how do you feel?
I'm going to take a deeper dive into some of the UDFAs. I mean, I look at a couple of them. I like a couple of them. Like you said, the Conquer guy. That Conquer guy was probably a pretty good tackle picker. He might make the practice squad at least, hopefully, or maybe even somewhere in the depth chart, but we'll see. I don't think he'll make the depth chart just because we've got so many tackles, but he might make the practice squad. There's a couple of good UDFAs in there. And as far as the actual draft, though, I think we hit on pretty much every pick. So it's the first draft I can say with confidence in a while where we hit at a player of value on every pick. All the way from rounds 1 through to 7. And I think that Jackson Powers is probably the biggest deal of all, just because he was projected in the first and we got him in the second round.
Not gonna lie, I feel like him, Ecklenberg and frickin' Taylor, all of them were fucking steals, man.
Yeah, and Dylan Lube too, because I think Lube in any other draft is probably a 3rd or 4th round pick. And we got him in the 6th round, so he was rejected like 2 rounds higher, 3 rounds higher, and we got him in the 6th round.
That is true. Rudy, how do you feel? How do you feel about the draft? How do you feel about the people? What's your favorite pick and why?
My favorite pick would be I mean, Bowers, yes, he's a great player and all that. It's just really hard because you have another good tight end. But the best pick I would say is J.P. Johnson, you know, the guard / center. He's another. So we got 2 backup safety / guards. I mean, you have Dylan Parham and now you got this guy. I think that's a good pick. It's going to make this more of a strong power rushing offense, which we haven't had for a while, you know. I think it's going to be better than before. Now, we may not get a 1,000-yard running back, but we'll put up the numbers where our total yards and rushing will be higher and better. That's where I'm really impressed. I do like the linebacker one, and I do like the running back one. The running back's not bad. I would say the later grades were like within A's and B's. You know, in position wise and where they're set to fill in the holes, they filled in nicely. Even though I'm kind of real critical of the first round, but the second round was good, the third was good, the fourth, the fifth, the sixth, and the 2 7s were pretty good. Even though the corner, you know, 7th round, it doesn't matter if he makes the team or not. It doesn't matter. I mean, if he makes the team, he's great. You know, we've had 7th round picks who made the team, and most 6th and 7th round picks usually don't make the team. They usually get cut. You know, I would say it's fairly I would give it an 83%, a B grade in the draft. That's being fair, even though I was critical of the first round, but I'd say it's better than last year. That's all what I'm saying.
I mean, 83 is still pretty good. I mean, like I said, it's
83 is good. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, what were you gonna say?
It's better than being below 70, like in the D's or anything like that. It was, it was a fair draft assessment. Last year's draft was it? I feel like Ziegler let Josh McDaniels do whatever he wanted in last year, and that's why those picks look like trash. You know, because there are guys that were supposed to be that just didn't step up. Like I know they were talking about Bennett. You know, that corner couldn't stay healthy and everything, and he looked like dog trash. And I'm like, well, they're drafting corners because it looks like some players could be possibly getting cut. You know, there's a reason why they draft players sometimes too, to possibly see if they'll take their job or not. You know, so we'll have to see.
It's facts. I mean, I said Bennett was ranked 125 out of 127, and I'm not going to say players can improve. I mean, there's always plenty of room to prove, but motherfucker, I mean, you damn near the second to the last. You're going to be stepping shit up, but I mean, let's be real. The odds of that is going to be slim to zip. So I don't know. I mean, like, let's just think about it. You know, at the end of the day, I think in this draft, our team got way better. Like, I'm just going to be dead ass honest. Like, this is before post June 1st. I think when you're looking at, April, so you got May, June, you got a month to be able to get to know all your players, where they're at, what they're doing. I think I think we're miles ahead of where we were last year. I think AOC is going to most definitely kill it. And look, dude, if you sit here and look at Gardner Minshew, like, let's just take AOC out and put Gardner in there. Gardner gave the Colts plenty enough wins, man. And if we're just being real, I believe Gardner can most definitely win 10 or 11 games this year and put us in the playoffs. So he most definitely has NFL experience. He's been there for, multiple years. He has great stats. I mean, they were doing a comparison against him and Lawrence stats and the same amount of games played. And to be honest, Gardner Minshew had better stats than Trevor Lawrence. So the only thing that Trevor Lawrence, I think, had better than him was just the yardage. He had 11,000, and he had and Gardner had 9,000. So to me, I don't think they're too far off. So either way,
another thing I probably look at is that
quarterbacks that can do.
Another thing I look at with that comparison is Trevor Lawrence probably started more games. Possibly, I have to look at the numbers to see, but because I don't think Minshew has been a starter as much as not if you're talking like since Trevor Lawrence entered the league.
What was that?
I'm saying I have to check what the comparison was, but if you're comparing Trevor Lawrence and Minshew since Trevor Lawrence entered the league, I think Lawrence has played more games.
Yeah, I think it could have been him or Minshew by a few. There are only a few off. It's only a few, 59, 53, something like that, 53, 56. It's only a few games off. They're not too much off of games, but their numbers are damn near spitting image of they're pretty damn fucking close. So look, at the end of the day, man, I kept saying this the whole time. If everybody kept saying the defense was so good, why would you have to have the number one quarterback in the draft? I've said that as long as the quarterback can go down and score points, I spoke about it through the whole offseason about people like, Brad Johnson with Tampa, fucking Dilford, fucking all these dudes that went and won Super Bowls that were with fucking great defensive teams, and they were shit ass quarterbacks. So look, man, at the end of the day, I've watched football for a long time. I literally said Aiden, at first when we swapped, I was advocating Aiden the whole time. I picked him. in our draft. I had him on my draft list last year. And I literally said, at one point I was sitting there thinking yeah, man, I don't think he's going to be it. I don't think he's going to be the guy. And then after a few games I watched, I was like, nah, man, he's actually pretty good. He has good this, good that. But then people started talking about, well, he can't run and he can't. And I said, well, shit, if you turn on Purdue tape, he most definitely can run. I just believe it's the OC not giving him options where to go when the play breaks down. I mean, that's what the OC's job is, dude. And a lot of things are, for people that don't watch football, they can always put insight on something they've never done. There's a big difference when you know how this shit works because you've been there for a long time in your life. So people can sit and advocate it however they want by their view. If they are never in the huddle, they're never going to know. So it doesn't matter. That's just their opinion. There's no validation behind it. There's no facts behind it, I've always said the coaches are what give us the play. We're just an extension to the coach. So when he calls us the way we can produce it, do we put our own little twist here and there on it, to make it look a little more flashy or try to be a little better? Yeah, that's what players do. That's just who they are. But I've also sit here and said, I think our team is good enough to beat teams defensively. I mean, I strongly do believe it. And I've said that if we got Quentin Mitchell, it'd probably damn near solidify it just because of the corners, I believe, is the hardest position outside of the quarterback to mimic the best receivers in the NFL. So, yes, I do believe that. But at the same time, our number one is Jack Jones. He showed that he can be elite, dude. Like the kid showed he's elite. And don't forget, he's on a rookie contract. So it's not like, big time here in the next contract. So I get why we did what we did cornerback wise. So I mean, the difference between me and I guess a lot of people, when they look at the team, they get so mindset on one thing that it just makes them feel like when something goes bad, there's no other option. Yeah, did I get mad? Yeah, I got mad because I felt like the way the draft should have went, it should have went Mitchell. I mean, I called everybody's plays all the way to ours, and out of all the teams that I don't even watch, I fucking got all theirs right. But for the team I watch every fucking day, read about, talk about it, I fucking didn't get theirs. That's bullshit, you know? So I think it's just at some points, sometimes the best player, you know, think about it and start looking at it and say, okay, man, if they come out tomorrow and these guys want to stay committed, the best way to stay committed to me would be go out and go get a fucking O lineman, like stay on the offense. Don't go defense. Because if you just go defense, it's just going to say you don't really know what you're doing. You don't know if you want to commit to the defense. You don't know if you want to commit to the offense, you know, and plus you're probably just trying to make people happy. I don't believe in that. I believe in, if you feel that the offense was what was lacking the points and you strongly believe that the O-line is a possibility that can hinder Aiden, then you need to put Aiden in the best possible chance to give him the best possible chance to thrive. Plus, you got to look forward to Devontae's future. He's only going to have a few more years before we either got to cut his ass or fucking trade his ass or get him to restructure his contract. I believe, and I've spoke about this about 50 times, that the best way to get Davante Adams to restructure his contract is to give him a good year with a good quarterback, with players out there. And I've said you don't have to have the greatest quarterback known to man, because Davante still cleared 1,000 yards, even with Jimmy and Aiden's tandem going back and forth. So all I would say, at the end of the day, I do believe that we did the best thing for the team. And I mean, with $46 million fucking dollars left, we don't even enter drafts with, or we don't even enter off seasons with that kind of money. So to sit here and have that kind of money and sit here and say, this was the one thing I advocated the whole entire time. If we go through the draft and we get a quarterback, there's not any player we cannot make a trade for that we can't fucking, you know, get. And listen, man, like this could even be a crazy scenario. And I know it's just crazy, but at the end of the day, it's a very good possibility. Okay. Like when Kirk Cousins went to Atlanta, he went to Atlanta with the intention that he was going to be the starter there for the next few years. Like that was his intention. And yeah, did they give him $100 million, you know, this and that? Yeah, but if you look at the contracts, you know, like, let's be real, quarterbacks getting $40 fucking million and $45 million a year, like fucking $90 million ain't shit anymore. Like, that's not a lot of money. And then if you're giving them multiple years, like I said, there's eventual out in that contract. And if, let's just say Penix takes off and just balls out, and let's just say Mitchell and them are sucking, and let's say that you have freaking Kirk Cousins playing really good over there in camp, I guarantee you they'll trade that motherfucker, dude. And we'll probably be the first fucking dudes on that list, dude. Like, if we feel that's a cause. But all I would say is like, look, the quarterback hope is not all out the window. We have yet to get into camp. We have yet to see where, you know, certain players are going to get signed and teams ain't going to have the money. People are going to get cut. There are going to be teams that are going to know right away, like, hey, man, our team sucks. We're not going to fucking make it to the playoffs. So let's just trade off our players right now. Let's get some draft back, get some players. And then, like I said, there's a after. So, like I said, I think we're sitting pretty tits where we're at right now. And for all the people that kept saying, like, oh, they should go after people in free agency and they should this, that, the statistics stated that the teams that have yet to spend a lot of money in free agency, like I think it was like 6 teams were projected in the playoffs out of there. And I think out of those 6 teams, I think 4 of them were successful. Like, and they spent the least amount of money in free agency. Their more money or more of their shit was coming through the draft and then post June 1st. So, you know, free agency. But all I would say is at the end of the day, I think we got a lot of good players. I think we had a great fucking draft, and that's what it's about. It's not about everybody getting on it. I keep saying this. I don't know why Raider Nation is so stuck on dick sucking individual positions or people. Like, at the end of the day, it's not about the next great player is only he's just rented. I keep saying that. Buy his jersey, support him, do what you got to do, but he's just rented, man. He don't own the fucking team. He don't cut his own checks. He gets a check from a person. It's just like our lives, you know, we come into it and then we're going to die. Like, we're not going to be here, you know? So their tender in the NFL is going to die. It's going to die a hell of a lot faster, hopefully, before their life, but it most definitely is not going to last long. Like, and some people are just lucky if it goes 20 years, but it's about get in, get paid, and get out. And some of those people make lifelong careers out of it. So I would just look at it like, for one, like, quit fucking dick sucking individual people. I mean, support them while they're here, buy their jersey, call their names, man. But when their fucking time's up, their time's up. Like, we need to quit fucking doing that shit. And when we're looking for positions, again, the quarterback's a need or not to individual people. It didn't mean it was a need to dudes that fucking run the team, you know? So that's all I would say is if people paid attention to the combine or pressers or more conversations, they would have known this months ago, just like I did. So again, I just think what makes us better is many individual players that can show up that are good. That's what makes us better. And the more we sit and advocate one individual player over another, tell people about, just because you put a lot of good players on the team doesn't mean you're going to win. I mean, look at the Eagles, dude. The Eagles have almost fucking every great Georgia player that's come out of there, and they fucking got so shit on in the end of the year. It wasn't. They fucking did all kind of shit over there. They literally brought out Matt Patricia from fucking, you know, what was he, assistant fucking director personnel, fucking defensive player or whatever the hell he was. And they brought him out and ended up firing his ass too. Like I said, just because you have great players doesn't mean that you're just going to go in the NFL and win. And I've always said the fucking best college team ain't going to beat the shittiest NFL team. So, I mean, I'll stand pat on that shit. I've been saying that for my whole life. So, I don't know, man. Like I said, I think it comes down to coaching, what you bring in. I don't think it matters the schools or not. When you leave college, I've said people like Max Crosby didn't come from big schools, and he's one of the most dominant players in the NFL right now, period. So, I mean, big schools are good and all, but I don't think at the end of the day it matters. I think it matters what you have in your heart, what you have in your soul, and what you put back into the game. I mean, if you wake up every day dedicated to the sport, you're going to put into it what you're going to get out. If you get into it and think that
I always say the thing that separates the great players from the good players is the drive and like the work ethic.
Sure.
The difference between guys like Davante Adams and an average wide receiver is that Davante Adams is like Max and dedicates himself and time and effort to making himself the best. Like that
every day, all day. That's why he'll go down as a Hall of Famer.
Like Max, yep, it's like Max said on his last podcast. It's about when he was talking to like Lacey last year or whatever on his podcast. He said at the end of the day, it's about what you put in.
It is. I mean, it's 100% facts. You put into it what you get out of it what you put into it. Like it's just straight facts, man. And I mean, I was just sitting here thinking about it. As much as you can be dedicated to something so much, sometimes your journeys just get cut short, dude. I mean, that's just what happens. And I mean, it doesn't matter. Look, man, some people can be the sorriest people on earth, and they'll go the longest down the road, man. And sometimes people skate by having zero effort and all this, and they make it a long way. But guess what? The guys that end up at the very end are always the motherfuckers that are out there from sun up to sundown, doing it in the fucking dark, training every day, never taking cheat days. Those are the dudes that'll go down in the NFL for aiming to the Hall of Fame. It's even like with Caleb. Caleb has two journeys he can go. See, Caleb is such this kind of mind where he feels like kind of entitled, and he's out. His parents gave him all this shit. Like, this kid has all the tangibles, man. And if he gets to the NFL and he hones into the fact that, like, hey, I need to be committed every day of this game, he can be the next greatest player. But guess what? The way he carries himself and the way he goes about shit don't speak that. It speaks that he's probably going to be in the NFL for a few years and he's probably going to be a bust and ain't going to go anywhere. Like that's what his demeanor tells you that, and the way he carries himself and things that he talks. Like I've always said, like there's very few people in the world that can go out and act like clowns and look like legends when they're done. Like very few. And those guys who go down in books, like those guys are fucking crazy or mentally fucked up. Will beat your ass, dude. That's the conversation you have about those type of weird fucking dudes. But like AB, look at AB. AB came into the NFL. He was one of the most dominant players, like Mike Evans. 1,000-yard player almost every year. He's just on a whole nother level. And then the crazy
was the number one
his whole career went out the window.
So yeah, exactly. Because I hit him, bro. His fucking head up.
Yeah, I mean stuff like that. It's the beginning and end of people's careers. I mean, there's only a certain line of craziness. You know, it's like that King Ryan Garcia in that fight. I think in fighting, you have to have a level of fucking craziness, dude, because it's even like that dude, Devin Haney, was literally sitting there at times questioning, like, hey, this guy's fucking nuts, bro. Like, normal people don't act like that. And people, and the way Ryan Garcia is looking at it is like, hey, this is all about promoting the fight, motherfucker. And whatever it takes to get people in that ring for me to get paid, that's what I'm going to do. And then I'm going to beat your ass. Like, it's just things like that, you know. Sometimes even like him not getting the ring or the belt because he's 3 pounds over, he's looking at it like, bro, you're the champ. You fucking won that. You got to keep your belt, but I made fucking 30. I made 50 million. You made 30 million. You know, like I beat your ass and how much money I made. So I think at certain points we're in times and errors, dude, where you can be a level of craziness as long as you carry it, you know, like as long as you back it up, I guess is what I'll say. Like you can't be crazy and not back it up. Like it's just plain simple facts.
You can't come in back saying a little crazy. I mean, come on.
Yeah, exactly. But I think in the NFL we're at a
it's a certain level of crazy. Like if you're gonna have that, when I say crazy, I mean the guy that's willing to like put their butt. I mean, you're not telling me it's not crazy. They went out there and played with that leg. I mean, fuck. When they had to have the legs like fucking drained and shit, and they still went out there and played.
Yeah, it's facts. And I've always said, I think that the people that are, I think, like I said, a coach wants to only have to deal with one person that's that way, if any. But I think with nowadays, you don't have to deal with that. You can 86 them dudes, bring in another guy. If you're a good coach, you're going to teach anybody. And Bill did that. Bill did that for years when he was a good coach, you know. And don't get me wrong, he's probably still a great coach, but they just got to a point where they couldn't get the substitution, like they couldn't get back to where they were. You know, if Josh came back, they would have been just fine. But I believe that they just got to a point, they just couldn't get it back where they needed to be. And that's not on Bill or not, because Bill drafted still some good-ass people. I mean, what if Christian Barmore just got a 4-year, $94 million contract? It's the second biggest contract or first biggest contract out of Tom Brady era, you know what I mean? So, look, man, at the end of the day, I think everybody's all going to have their visions, their views of people, what we think we should do, what we think we shouldn't do, me included. I think at the end of the day, when all said and done, is that we need whatever makes the team win. And I know we all view our shit differently and we all see it a lot, but come on, man, let's just be real. Everybody's vision over the last few years has all been wrong, including mine and everybody else. Because we all look at things one way and it doesn't work out that way. And that's just facts, man. And we could all keep being blind. I've always said the thing about human beings and people is that we have the option to make our own eyes falsify our own visions. Like the only people that can make our vision stay honest is us. Like we're the only ones. And if we don't stay honest to our own vision, then we're just as bad as everybody else. And I've always said that's what separates people in life is your vision not being falsified. Our eyes can make it look however we want it to look. There's nobody stopping us. Our mind, and as creative as we can be, we can put ourselves in this parallel that's just going to fucking go infinity. But what's the hardest thing to do is look at things with the truthful eye and be honest to it. That's the hardest thing, I believe. So I think at the end of the day, there's been everybody, myself included, have all made accusations of what we think the team would be better. We've gotten some of those people, and we've never done it. So I think at one point we just need to sit back, let these guys do what they do. Yeah, you can start your deal. Start it up.
Mom, plug the headset.
No, I don't care. It doesn't matter. Plug it back in. I'll plug it in a second. But long story short, I do believe that until somebody comes in and, just like I put the headline in, and looks for a new identity and makes it theirs, I don't think anything's ever going to change. I think it's always going to be the same thing. Just, what do they say? The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result. Well, we finally did something that wasn't done over and over again. Like we finally stepped outside the realm and changing shit. What the fuck is that? I'm like, what the hell? Oh, it was my hair. I was like, what the hell is that on? But until we step out and do something unique and different, then we're never going to know. And if we just go with Telesco's track record, I spoke on this, man. Telesco has built a great team for the Chargers. So that's not Telesco's fault. So long story short, I mean, you guys have anything else you want to add or bring up, talk about, or anything?
No, that's what we had.
Not very much.
Cross the process from here, man, and just see what they play for games and preseason.
Yeah, and I think just so people know, I think on Wednesday we'll do like a show, like get to know the players, man. Like we'll most definitely do a dive in on some of these dudes, watch some of their highlights, kind of just get to know who they are.
You keep leaving your lights on all
right, hey, be quiet for a moment. But long story short, we'll just get to dive in on the players, see who they are, man. And I think once we get to know them and people get to see, I think they'll get to grow on them and adapt to them, because I'm telling you, like even the Glacier pick, dude, where people feel a certain way, I believe, listen to this, like this is honest opinion, and you can listen to all these other fucking fake ass YouTubers or whatever they want to talk about or not, but listen, Munford is got the spot. I spoke about it the whole time. It's why I said I don't think that position should be looked at as much as everybody's claiming it to be. I've said that I believe like Munford's been here for 3 years. He shared that spot with Luminor. They've had a top 10 ranked offense, no matter how people want to view their play. Hey, be quiet right now. And how people view them or not. This is the thing that you can look at Glaze. That just makes us that much better. And if Munford stays at that spot and deserves it, then we got a good backup, man, and a third, and will be a projected player in the next few years. So I don't think it's a win-win for us, man. And any way anybody wants to look at it, we need more offensive line depth for sure. Like we have lacked it.
I think worst case scenario, Glaze is a swing tackle.
Yeah, and I mean,
yeah.
Yep, and I mean, I agree. I think at the end of the day, you got to have solid pieces. The more people you can bring in, the more that you can swing around. And just like you said, a swing tackle, he can go right and left. He can help either which way. That's massive when it becomes down to like, okay, is Munford gelling in at that right, or let's say Colton got hurt and he has to go to the left. You have stability all across the line. I think people need to quit looking at shit like in the fake world, like Madden and so on. I think when you start looking at it like in a Madden kind of contents, but in real life, like a real life aspect, like, hey, you can only have so many people at your depth. You can only have so many people at this or that, like, so to me, I've said it. I think we should have a Madden aspect, of the game knowledge, but we need to still keep the realism aspect in it too. Take what their stats are and just kind of, accumulate it to the realism part, dude. You can't, when you're looking at rosters and these fake fucking trades, it just ruins the whole Raider Nation's community. It ruins everything, because you know how many people were arguing over that stupid ass. hey, I just wouldn't fucking argue that point because there's no standing point on there. There's no standing ground. There's nothing that'll back that point up until the day it happens. Like, so I just think, and I just feel, to me, it's just not good to do that. It's just not good to do that. Okay, just give me a minute. Okay. And then, but outside of it, I think on Wednesday, we'll probably more focus, like I said, on the fact of getting to know the players. Just dive in on some of the people we picked up, UDFAs and our drafts, you know. So outside of that, if you guys don't have anything else to add, we can probably bounce out right now.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'm good.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate all you guys showing up. Appreciate everybody on the panel. Appreciate everybody here in the chat. Like I said, I really do. Like, I appreciate Tom Telesco, man, and picking a good draft, man. I mean, I appreciate our team finally getting their shit together and, you know, trying to make us better. Outside of that, I guess the next stage for me is post June 1st, man, to see who we pick up and then start seeing how we gel in camp. I mean, that's what it's going to really come down to. How do we gel in camp? How do our players get along? How does everything work? How does everything work out on, work out on things and go from there? But like I said, well, Wednesday we'll pay attention to some of our players, get to know them, watch some of their highlights, man, and go from that point. But outside of it, I really do appreciate all you guys, man. I always say stay safe, don't drink and drive, and peace out, Raider Nation. We'll catch you on Wednesday night at 7 or at 8 p.m. Pacific, 11 p.m. Eastern.
Later, everyone.
This community is the cradle of professional football. When our heroes of the past become our legends of the future, and we all know time never really stops for the great ones. It reaches out and wraps them in a cloak of immortality. You know, it was in 1963 that it was on to Oakland. I was 33 years old. I was the head coach, general manager, and I can remember attack, pressure, the vertical game, the bump and run, just win, baby, dominate, commitment to excellence, the famed silver and black, pro football's dynamic organization, take what you want, pride and poise, the reborn players, the holy roller, the miracles of George Blanda, goes to the post, the immaculate reception, the indestructible Jim Otto, George Blanda, the greatest clutch player the game has ever known, Willie Brown, the magnificent cornerback, Gene Upshaw, the only player who played the Super Bowl as a starter in the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s, Ted Hendricks, the consummate linebacker. Fred Blitnikoff isn't with us today. He's a coach for the Raiders. 14 years, and I don't have to tell you about his artistry. And of course, the magnificent Art Shell, the giant head coach of the Raiders today. Tom Flores, a star player who coached us to 2 Super Bowls. You throw in Al Davis, and you've had as diverse a group as you could find in this world. And yet, there was a common bond. They played for the organization. They wanted to win for the organization. They loved their organization. And most of all, they loved each other.
And to the people and the community in Oakland, we're proud to represent you and we intend to hold it. I just want to say, 2 years ago, when we came to Los Angeles, I really believed that the greatness of the Raiders would be in its future. And with all the great teams we've had, I think today that this organization, this team, this coaching staff dominated so decisively that 2 things must be said. Not only, in my opinion, are you the greatest Raider team of all time, I think you're ranked with the great teams of all time that have ever played any professional sport.